I need something to
All
chill it off.
right. So we are back with a new campaign. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Doing well, sir. Thank you.
Here,
My
ready to.
life is a my life is a slow train wreck. I'm ready to have some fun.
Indeed. So, as I said, we're starting a new campaign. It's in the same world of Colona, but quite a few things have happened since the end of the last campaign as to where we're starting off. So, let me just do a quick little recap of some things that have happened over the thousands of years since the ending of the last campaign. So, since then, the world has been populated by a variety of intelligent races, strange monster from other planes, and ancient empires that are left in ruins across the face of the world. But most civilized folk lived in small, isolated points scattered across a vast, mysterious, dark, and dangerous world. Most of the world has become a monster haunted wilderness. The centers of civilization are few and far between, and the world isn't carved up between nation states that jealously enforce their borders. A few difficult and dangerous roads tenuously link neighboring cities together, but if you stray from them, you quickly find yourself immersed in a goblin infested forests, haunted burrow fields, desolate hills, marshes, and monster hunted badlands. Anything could be waiting down that old, overgrown, dwarf built road, a den of ogre marauders, a forgotten tower where a lamia waits careless travelers, a troll's cave, a lonely human village under the sway of a demonic cult, or a black wood where shadows and ghosts thirst for the blood of the living. Given the perilous nature of the world around the small islands of civilization, the common folk of the world look upon the wild lands with dread. Few people are widely traveled. Even the most ambitious merchant is careful to stick to the better known roads. The lands between towns or homesteads are wide and empty. It might be safe enough within a day's ride of a city or an hour's walk of a village, but go beyond that and you are taking your life into your hands. People are scared. Scared of what might be waiting in the old forest or beyond the barren hills at the far end of the valley, because whatever is out there is most likely hungry and hostile. Striking off into untraveled lands is something only heroes and adventurers do. There is very little in the way of authority to deal with raiders and marauders. Outbreaks of demon worship, rampaging monsters, deadly hauntings, or similar local problems. Settlements afflicted by troubles can only hope for a band of heroes to arrive and set things right. If there is a kingdom beyond the town's walls, it is still largely covered by unexplored forests and desolate hills where evil folk gather. The king's soldiers do a passable job of keeping the lands within the few miles of the castle free of monsters and bandits, but most of the realm's outlying towns and villages are on their own. In this world, adventurers are aberrant. Commoners view them as brave at best and insane at worst. But such a world is rife with possibility for adventure, and no true hero here will ever find lack for a villain to vanquish or a quest to pursue. So, this let's go off to where your characters are in this world here. So, in Scarjar's trading post, a dragonborn named Hybor Flametongue has asked you to bring a wagon load of provisions to a rough and tumble settlement of Frosthaven. It's a couple of days' travel southeast of the fort. Hilbor is clearly excited and more than a little secretive about his reasons for the trip, saying when asked that only he and his brothers had found something quote unquote big, and that he'd pay you 10 gold pieces apiece for escorting the supplies safely to Baldrus's Sundries. It's a little trading post in Frosthaven. He then set out ahead of you on horse along with a warrior escort named Faith, claiming he needed to arrive early to quote unquote take care of business. You've spent the last few days following the hunter's path south from Scarjaw's trading post, and you've just recently veered east along the Starlight Trail. You've encountered no trouble so far, but this territory can be dangerous. Bandits and outlaws are not the only things known to lurk along the trail. So, with that, your group here, for their own reasons, for traveling, have agreed to travel along with this highbor. It seems like a simple escort mission, easy way to take some gold and to cover some ground. So here you are in this ox-driven cart of supplies, kind of looking at these strange fellows. So this is where I want you guys to kind of introduce yourselves as you would kind of chit-chat along this trek through the wilderness.
Tell us who's supposed to start.
Don't go all at once, guys.
No, Tom, no. Tom, come back. Tom!
Well,
Peasant chasing a small furry mammal that looks like a ferret, or more accurately, a stoat down the road trying to catch up to him. The stoat has a carrot in its mouth and looks extraordinarily like it means nothing but harm for the carrot.
Poor carrot.
Leah, the elven girl, is sitting on the back of the cart currently. She's sitting on the edge, letting her legs dangle just over. You've all seen the images I did of her to give an idea. So you know she's wearing very little. But effectively almost like what we would call in the modern day a tank top with a lower garment that is a cross between a bikini bottom meets a loincloth. Her weapons are held onto her, but she seems to be traveling light with only a sling backpack with her. She watches, being fairly silent, as the person chases after his ferret.
Well, Britt, there's a gnome that sits in the back of the wagon, paranoidly looking over his shoulder and at the other people, and then talking to something that no one else seems to really be able to see. He has a crazy look in his eyes, and he's wearing a red robe with a mace at his side, and looks like he can bolt at any second.
Tailing up this little convoy is a human noblewoman who is armored up, carrying twin swords, and looks very unhappy as she complains to her companion about how diplomatic expenses are way too much.
And off slightly to the side is a nobleman, the heroic Tyrion Peugeot ring. He looks very old considering he's only 28, but appearances can deceive.
He's led a long life.
Very long life, including a double life that he doesn't really want to get into at present time. And that's me.
I wonder how many people recognize you from your adventure, shall we
I'm
say.
sure no one will. No one will. There's no way, probably.
Gotcha!
All right, Hans.
Bart dives down and catches the stoat just as the stoat leads him into a low-hanging branch. Giving him a nice nod on his temple for his trouble, Spart walks back over to the wagon, rubbing at the spot on his head while holding the wriggling, carrot savaging stoat in his free hand.
Okay, on the in the wagon, amongst the belongings is a bundle of baggy clothing that occasionally pokes a head out and looks around at his surroundings as a child, very innocent looking, and then he would, huddles in the cart, tries to observe everything going on around him.
Aww.
I don't know whose carrot this is, but I'm really sorry about that.
And
Are you gonna eat that stoat?
No, the stoat's my friend. They just really don't like carrots.
But food.
I know, it ruined the carrot. I'll get you a new not carrot later, I promise. Is this your carrot?
No, is it your carrot?
Where did he get this carrot?
Truly a wonder of nature.
it's very odd because you know that Hybor didn't really have any carrots with him, and you're pretty sure that the Tiefling warrior Faith did not have a carrot on her as well. In fact, none of these provisions that are being carried are foodstuffs. They, look more like tools and other various supplies for industry, like mining, digging, things of that nature. So the mystery of the carrot is something that has yet to be solved. Now, I do have a picture up here, kind of loosely depicting the area that you're traveling through. The Hunter's Path and the Starlight Trail both are located in a region known as the Ice-Crowned Highlands. So this is kind of what it looks like during the day. A little bit of, light snow, frost in some areas. There are some, evergreen trees here and there. You do get to see in the distance the Giant Spine mountain range. Over to the right now, this is not really depicted in this picture, but further off is the coastline to the ocean. So a lot of lovely scenery and a lot of untamed wilderness that you're traveling through. Part of the many reasons why Hybor Flametongue was seeking those brave enough to travel with him to secure safe delivery of his supplies.
Oh, it looks just like home.
Now, on that note, how are your characters currently sitting in this ox-driven cart? So there's 2 oxen that are pulling this wagon full of supplies. One person, doesn't matter who, will be up front just guiding the oxen. You don't need any skills to do so. They're simple, dumb enough animals where that you can nudge the reins and they'll listen to you. You could be sitting. Everybody else could be sitting in the back, walking alongside, scouting the area ahead. Who's doing what exactly?
I think I was just walking by the side of the cart, sort of slowly making my way along.
Grintleford is sitting in the back with the supplies.
Yeah, Leah's, as already stated, sitting in the back, letting her legs dangle over the edge.
Okay.
Ian is following along with Tyrion, talking to him and her swords for some reason.
So who's driving the oxen?
Oh, was I supposed to be doing that?
Spark, get up there!
Sorry about that. Here, no, not you. You do it one-handed.
I don't want to get ran over until we get there.
That's probably how the
not
stoat.
when we get there either.
That's probably how the stoat got away. He was busy focusing on the oxen.
He's really good when there's not carrots around, I swear.
This does not inspire confidence at
She,
all.
I mean. Tom's a good girl, aren't you, Tom? Put the carrot down, Tom.
Is that what stoats sound like?
When they're
It's
eating
like
a
stuff with
carrot, probably.
The carrot they don't want to share.
Carrot
so
that
cuddly.
Lord
Can
knows
I
where they
pet
got
him?
it from.
I want to pet him. I promise I won't eat him.
I think
Yeah,
I
out of
think we just
character.
have to wait till he's done killing the carrot.
Out of character, Kavash would be, like I said, he'd be bundled up in amongst the belongings, trying to act like he's not even there, like he's just another parcel.
Which just makes him more and more adorable.
Other than the
Tyrion has
stoat
stick in, yeah.
and possibly lice, the only thing that Spart brought with him is a nice walking stick that's sitting behind him on the bench for the wagon.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Spart almost looks like a slightly cleaner, farmer, just in how the simple clothing that he has on. Armed with a stick and a stoat.
How old is Bart?
He's a teenager, not as young as you, like 17, 18-ish. Probably a little bit sheltered, being grown on the farm.
Ina's older, and at some point she's going to make the comment about how this is a very young escort.
I'm an escort.
Yep, you're an escort. Well, not like that.
Not that.
Not
sort of
like my
escort.
companion here was an escort.
What if he's just a
Well-
halfling?
There's two kinds of escorts.
There are.
They'd show you wondrous things with that carrot.
There are proper ones, and then there are him.
Not even an escort. Oh.
Are investigation rolls concealed too, or just stealth and perception?
Investigation is also concealed with it, but mainly regarding specific things.
Gotcha.
Like traps, for example.
Overhearing the conversation about the age of people on the cart, Leah speaks, which is something she's not known to do, actually, from the short time y'all have been with her. Y'all don't know if that's because of how she is yet, or if maybe she just, doesn't like talking around a lot of people yet. But she does speak. The monks say that age is but a number, and it cannot judge wisdom or maturity.
And as you say that, Grindelfert begins wrapping some cloth around his head, and as he securely fastens it, sewn into the front of it in a very sloppy Elvish, it says the phrase, "I'm a mugger."
Well,
Bart
thank
has some
goodness
choice
I can't
comments.
read Elvish.
Spart says some choice comments in Elvish with a big smile on his face.
Grindelfert looks at you and just cocks his head to the side. What is this moon speak that you speak?
Wait, it's Elvish.
You can't read that.
I speak Elvish.
It's from a book.
Can you read the book?
I can read the book. These are mystic runes.
Ha!
Actually, it says that you are a mugger.
You're a mugger.
I don't think either of you are muggers.
She just shakes her head and shrugs.
Here, pass it here. Pass it here. I'll fix that one rune for you. You got one rune wrong, and I'll fix it.
Touch it, and I will unleash the horrors of the cosmos upon you. You do not touch my headband.
Okay.
It's going to be an interesting ride. So, as you're traveling along the road here, making your small talk and learning about your other strange fellows, you are traveling along the Starlight Trail for about another half a day. Stop here and there, very lightly to for lunch. Seeing some of the trees, some of the sparse areas in between. Grindelford finds a weird looking rock that looks like it's smiling back at him. Just kind of studies it for a moment, but otherwise not much really happens on that half days of travel until you continue your journey and you come around a bend and you spot two dead horses sprawled out about 50 feet ahead of you.
Whoa.
There's a fallen tree and a broken wagon with a pair of dead oxen blocking the path. Each has several bleeding wounds flowing from it. The woods press close to the trail here with steep embankments and dense thickets on both sides. And let me bring you all over to the map here.
Out of character, Dave, are you getting the whispers and stuff too, or no?
Yes, I am getting the whispers here.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, if I don't respond fast enough to something, by all means,
No, I
verbally
got it. It's
shout
cool,
at
dude.
me.
It's cool, dude.
Okay, let's see.
Tyrion, there's stuff blocking our path. Move it.
So, out of character, Kavash would not really communicate that much. I mean, maybe y'all picked him up in the last place or whatever. He seemed like he's, like I said, a 13-year-old kid. Hungry, probably begged for food or something like that. And all by himself. He's an orphan, so maybe that's why y'all decided, take him with us, keep him safe or whatever. I don't know.
He's adorable. Ina's dragging him along and feeding him food.
Now, you should be able to see all your tokens underneath the south middle of the map here. There should be full daylight. Let me know if you cannot see or locate your tokens.
I can see. They're down at the bottom.
Okay.
Got it. Right down
Got
here.
it. The hardest part of all is going to be combat effective without y'all knowing what he's doing.
He's staying in the cart and being safe while Big Sis goes to investigate.
So, what is this Inna who took him like under her wing or something?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So that's his hook for being here.
All right. So, this is where you're at. This is where you see the fallen tree as well as the dead oxen. And the two horses are a little further up over here.
Well, Tyrion, time to put your back into it and move some stuff.
Out of character, look around, see if we can see anything.
All right. Let's make that perception.
Backing it up. Backing it up.
Did you not have said that in character?
Okay. Well, not in character. I mean, he's not gonna like vocalize. Okay. Kavash looks around, see if he can perceive any threats or anything like that, off to the road or anything like that, from the back of the wagon. Like he pokes his head up and looks around.
Okay, so looking around, you just kind of take a moment, gather the stillness, the wind blowing through the trees, studying the movements of the various branches, the thickets, and even just kind of smelling the air, see if there's any unusual scents. And you're smelling the, pines, the clean air, the mountain air, and you don't really hear anything, rustling in, the trees or, walking in the snow. You don't even hear too much of the wildlife here. It's pretty quiet. But you don't notice anything unusual other than the oddly tree fall right onto the wagon. And the two horses that have all the bleeding wounds from them.
Okay, Kavash would try to slip out of the cart unnoticed and stealth his way up to the severed tree.
Spark continues to nope, back up, nope.
Grindleford steps out of the wagon while reading.
Yeah, Leah will hop out to follow the strange mugger.
But what are you all doing?
Come on, Tyrion. You gotta go move it.
She's got.
There's obviously something up there that killed them. So we need you to move it so we can run away.
But you want to go into that problem, miss?
Well, we can't go back all the way, so we're gonna have to go through it.
Like heck, we can't go back all the way. Are we gonna hurry all of a sudden?
I know it's scary and dangerous, but I kind of need that 10 gold. So.
Okay, well, I want 2 people coming with me. I'm gonna go and move the cart.
I'll go. I'll stay back here and support you.
Fine. Let me just back the cart up towards safety. Spart'll back up the cart to where it's no longer in direct line of sight of what's going on up there.
All right.
And
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Leave your cute little stoat to guard it.
From his position in this clump of bushes, can he examine the tree stump to see if it was
Sure
naturally
can.
felled
And
or
on
if it was-
this, for what you're doing here, you can roll and investigate for that. All right. So, from what you see looking at that stump, you can tell that that was not natural. You can see where it was too cleanly cut, and you can see where they had some balancing ropes that were cut to help aid in the trees falling.
Okay, he palms 2 darts.
Okay. All right. So, let's see. Grenelfert, what you also see here is something similar. You do see some of the anchoring points and some of the higher branches on the tree, the ones closest to the trunk at their strongest points, basically things that would have held this tree up as it was mostly cut. So you do expect, some sort of man-made felling here. So this was. What does Sparta do?
Spart's going to investigate the downed animals to see if any of them are still alive.
Okay.
Just wounded.
Okay. Make a medicine check. No. From what you can see on here, these things are no longer breathing. They've been dead for quite a few hours here. The wounds that they're suffering from here are very wide but also deep. The very clean cut. Something similar to like spears and maybe like crossbow bolts may have been piercing these things.
Well, yep, they were stabbed pretty good. Someone got them with big stickers, it looks like.
Now, you being this close, you can
Do you-
also ascertain that the horses also, you recognize them as belonging to Hybor as well as Faith, the tiefling warrior that escort that he had.
Oh, oh no, this is bad.
Do you see any of the weapons here that wounded them?
You don't see anything in the surrounding area. There's no like bolts or broken, bolts on the ground. No bolt heads, arrowheads sticking in, or spear tips.
Don't be silly. If you were a bandit, what would you do? Just leave your bolts lying and everyone you raided said, I'll just go over to the bolt store, pick up a new dozen.
Now,
Well, I was hoping the tiefling may have protected the cart and there would have been stuff laying behind.
There
now,
might be something in a wound.
Sparta, you can also see that the saddlebags on these animals, and the rest of you can see the cart where it used to have supplies similar to what you carry, have all been looted. There's also what looks to be a nearby leather map case that appears to be empty.
Ooh, new box. I could use a case. Oh, and I'm going to check inside the wounds to see if anything broke off in any of them. Quick cursory
Alright.
poke and look.
All right, investigation.
I'll ask for help.
Well, Ian is right next to you, so she's just too excited. Tyrion, this is an ambush.
Here goes.
We always talked about these.
I beat a 10.
So you see little like wooden splinters inside, but outside of that, you don't see too much else in there.
Yep.
And as you're poking around in these wounds here, just get these rules here. It doesn't have the right thing on here, but that's fine. This should still work.
And there's snow around, yeah?
Yeah, there's like frost and such. It's not a lot of snow here, but there's enough where if things were walking in it, it would make some sounds here.
Big obvious tracks.
Correct. All right, so you start to hear some yipping and yelping coming from both sides of the path here. And as you do, some crossbow bolts start firing out some of the thickets.
The trees are attacking. The trees are attacking.
Now, this is a surprise round for these things. However, Kavash, they did not notice you. So you also will have a surprise round on this as well. So let's see here. The kobold up here will be firing at Leah. And it rolls a 16. Let's see. I believe that hits Leah. Now, Leah.
Did we get a turn tracker day?
Yes. And roll initiative as well.
It didn't add it to the turn order for some reason. I did click my token though.
Not a problem. If it makes you feel any better, it didn't add any of them either.
I rolled poop. Oh, so I didn't perceive them, but they didn't perceive me either.
Correct.
That's a good thing. I
So right now, when they release out of here, you also have a surprise on them because they don't know that you're there. So what that means is you basically get a free, round of action here.
guess. Thank you.
So Leah, you are going to be they hit an AC of 16,
Okay.
and I
That'll
believe
do
that is your AC. So you're going to take 3 piercing from a
Okay.
crossbow ball. Now Tyrion, this one right up here is firing at you, and hits an AC of 18.
My AC is 18.
Okay. Now this one does 6 piercing. This one fires at Leah and misses.
Hang on. If he hits 18 whilst I have an AC of 18, he hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, your armor class is sets
The
the
target
difficulty.
number. Okay, so that one also fired at Leah but missed. This one right here is firing at Inna and misses. This one fires at Inna for a 17. Damn, what the hell is with these things rolling
I'm
at?
popping shield.
Okay, so will not hit. This one is going to be attacking Spart. As it fires its crossbow here, it misses. This one also is. This one's going to also fire at Spart and misses. And this one is firing at Grenelfurt and misses. So the people that they really should be able to hit, they can't hit, and the people in armor, they seem really confident on hitting. But that is, they're staying where they're at here. Again, this is a ridge here, in case y'all are wondering for those, for the height elevations. So they are staying where they're at. Now, Kavash, they did not
Yes,
notice
sir.
you. So you can
You wanna-
react to this.
Do you want to add me to the turn order, or do you want me to roll again?
What was your result on that?
Only 8.
An 8? Okay. You should be added here.
Sir.
Okay, so this is your surprise round. What would you like to do?
Okay. The cloak is shed. The 2 sizes too large cloak is shed, and he throws darts at these 2 gnolls to the. I mean, not gnolls, kobolds to the east.
Okay, so
The
the
north
one
one is out of short range, so
you just have
his advantage
disadvantage.
from concealment is canceled by disadvantage, so it's a straight roll.
Okay.
I'll do the advantage one on the guy to the closer to me first.
So we get some combat music in there.
I think I messed up the damage or something because it's not showing any damage.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you have a damage value.
I have it as checked too. That's weird.
Yeah, it's set to auto roll your damage.
That is so weird though, because I have a D4 listed and plus dex, and on the sheet it says D4 plus 3.
Could be roll 20, could be the sheet. I know that's music.
Yes, there is music.
I know this sound. I don't know where it's from, but I know this music.
Pillars of
Probably playing
Eternity.
it a bunch from last time.
It's the combat music from Pillars of Eternity. That's why it sounds so familiar. Great game.
Does the 18 hit it, sir?
So the first one up here,
No, the one on the bottom. The one
bottom,
closer to
18 will definitely hit it. So as you hit it for, looks like 5 damage here,
10
So-
damage. I'm using sneak attack.
Okay. So as you hit it with the dart, it doesn't see the dart, and because of it, when you throw the dart, you manage to hit the dart right in the thing's throat. You hear it just kind of gargle like, and it falls out of the thicket with a thud as it just starts to roll down the little short little cliff here and falls down just motionless. Its crossbow and little bolt pouch, spears and daggers just rolling with it.
Awesome. And so here's my normal attack against the northernmost one. Wow. 23 for 7.
Yeah. So, much like his friend there, too busy taking pot shots at the other travelers there, your strange fellows, as, gives it a nice shot of its side view here. And much like before, your training, just years of using darts as a preferred weapon, being able to hit targets with great ease. You very easily find the vital jugular on the side of this thing's neck, and before it even gets to finish reloading, this dart hits the jugular, and just see this spray of blood come out and hit the snow. It almost looks like rose petals in the snow. Just so much splatter with it. It clenches its throat as it just writhes around, rolling, trying to stop the bleeding, but it's too much. It bleeds out in a pool of its own blood, just staining the snow all red in the area.
Cool. He does not have cunning action yet, so hiding is an actual action, right? Or is it a move?
It's an action, but because you threw those darts there, you are able to be seen by some of the other creatures in the area.
Okay. I will get behind the tree stump for cover then. And that is my turn.
All right, so now it is going to be the initiative order, normal initiative. So starting off, we have Leah.
Okay. I have a question. How much of this is difficult terrain?
The only thing that would be difficult is if you were to try to climb up some of these cliff faces here. That's the only thing that would have your movement. Everything else is considered regular move. These are just like the treetops. So you're not really going through the branches there unless you're climbing the trees. So you should be able to move normal through any of this.
Okay, so she's gonna start moving. As she winces, brushing the wound in her side out of her mind right now.
Mhm.
As she starts, she's 35. Okay, so she's eyeing these two up here. Because I think that's one of the ones that hit her was one of these two. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then 30. Oops, excuse me. 32 or 30 or 35 to get there. No, I can't do that. I need to. Oops. 30, and then I can't get up. Darn it. I guess I'll get here, which is the only one I can do. Damn.
Now, you're still below it, so you wouldn't be able to strike it from there. You'd have to come up this way to hit it.
Okay, let me replot the movement. Nope.
Unless you're leaping up onto the ridge, and that's, something different.
Wait, do you have 35 move?
Yeah.
You can make it if you do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Yeah, that'd be how I'd have to do it. I was trying to come up and get between them, but yeah, she charges upward, holding her staff because she was already holding it anyway. So I'm not gonna waste time switching weapons. As she swings it in a two-handed grip toward the gnaw.
All right, roll your hit here.
Don't think that's gonna hit.
No, that does not hit. It blocks the attempt with its crossbow, just maneuvering your fist out of the way.
No, that was my staff.
Okay, moving your staff out the way.
As he deflects it with the staff, she doesn't let up though, as she lashes out her foot, going for his midsection.
Okay. Now, while his midsection was open from the staff, that left a quite big target for this small creature here, as your foot managed to hit right in its abdomen by its sternum. Roll your damage. Okay, so you feel as you hit its sternum, you feel the little wooden makeshift lattice wooden boards that it had as an armor piece underneath its like potato sack kind of clothing, and your foot breaks through those boards, and you hear the cracking of this thing's ribs and sternum. It starts to it starts wheezing. It's almost like the ribs have punctured the lungs. It drops down on all fours, just gasping, before it just eventually stops moving from lack of oxygen.
That's it for her.
All right. So, Inna.
Inna's going to yell for Tyrion to clear left ridge, and then she's going to 15, 20, 30. Draw her swords and go to town.
Now, let's see. How did she get up on that ridge?
She climbed. Take your shot. Take your shot.
Okay. Now remember, climbing, you move half your movement speed.
Yep. So it'd be 10 movement to get up that last part.
Okay. Getting this thing to take its pot shot here.
Wait, it has a crossbow. How does it get a react?
It has melee weapons too, but it's got a loaded crossbow.
I think you could take a attack of opportunity with a ranged weapon.
I think you have a point on that one. That said, he could take an attack of opportunity with his fist,
It
but that's going to be
specifically
less impressive.
It says melee attacks. is
Yeah.
what-
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the attacks of opportunity. I'm trying to check some other things on that sheet right now. So, let's see. Okay.
Can't remember they have a natural bite in this edition.
Some creatures do with that. Not worried about that for this. That's not what's really important. It's more of the sheets actually working with Roll20 because new campaign, everything is going to be set up brand new. All right, take your attack on it.
12 for 5.
Okay, 12 will just hit it. And as you swing with Requiem there, you slash across its chest from shoulder down to its abdomen, feeling also those makeshift wooden armor lattices underneath the burlap-like clothing that they wear. The blade slashes right through them. You can see the wood lattices just split in half, and you see the scaled flesh underneath also kind of split open. And after, from the force of the blow from that, its body kind of spins in place before it falls down with a loud yelp. But it falls down motionless.
Oh, Wreckman took all the blood. Guess my offhand isn't going to get any today. That'll end my turn.
Spart.
Spart's less graceful. Spart's not going to climb. Spart's going to try hopping up on the ledge to go ahead and give one big two-handed whack at the kobold, fully knowing that that means he's probably going to fall over backwards back down the ledge.
All right, so if you're going to leap on there, make your athletics. Okay, you manage to leap up there, almost slipping for a moment when you get to the top from just the ice that accumulated on the edge, but you keep your footing.
Okay. And using the staff in both hands. That's a terrible roll. I don't have advantage from anything either. That wouldn't help. That's a terrible roll.
All right, so taking the stick, the buck and a quarterstaff there, you swing out at this little scaled, biped lizard, and as you come down with the quarterstaff, it just knocks the staff out the way with its loaded crossbow, just kind of almost mockingly laughing at you. It's like this farmer boy is attacking it, and it thinks it's going to have an easy fight.
Spart off balance, focuses on windmilling to keep from falling back down the cliff.
Just spin faster. Just spin faster.
What time of day is it, Dave?
It's kind of mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Because you spent most of the day traveling up to this point, including stopping for a quick little lunch break. All right, is that all Spart is doing?
Oh yeah, that's all Spart can do right now.
All right, Grindelfurt.
No, I told you. Chapter 8 can't be a dream sequence. There's a break in time. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. We are getting attacked. I should probably do something about that. And he turns and reaches out his hand at this kobold and makes a fist and jerks back using Psychic Hammer. He needs to make a strength saving throw DC 13.
Ooh. Let's see here.
Are you going to throw him off a cliff?
Failed.
He takes 1d6 damage, and I am going to pretty much throw him off the cliff.
All right. Roll 2d6 for that. One's also going to be from the fall from where he's at.
It's going to be 2 straight blocks east.
Okay.
And another D6, man.
Yeah, one more d6 from the height. All right.
8 damage.
So all of a sudden, this kobold just taking aim, looking at everybody moving around, when he just kind of feels a force, something behind him. Then all of a sudden, it's almost like somebody just double arm pushed him right out of the thicket, across the field and down, 10 feet into the field. The force of the push alone did a good bit of damage to it, but falling face first into some of the hard, icy, frozen ground, you just hear the snapping of some of the bones with it. It does not move. It may have landed on its neck wrong.
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to use I think it's a bonus action, to switch my psychic focus to the Mantle of Command.
Okay.
I'm going to end my turn and immediately make a reaction. I'm going to be moving Ina half her movement speed. That's 15, right?
Yep.
Should be, yes.
It's going to be moving up to the left of Spart. And that will be Grintelford's turn.
Okay.
I'm flying. I'm flying.
All right, Tyrion.
Well, there is one thing I can hit, so I'm just going to run at it.
I don't think it's appropriate for this time right now.
No, put your pants back on.
I don't know. That could give him advantage in intimidation checks.
Well, after the Kobold Brown Eye party, no, it wouldn't.
Probably not going to do that. I'm just going to run up to this dude and swing it.
You heard him. He's gonna swing it.
A long sword of justice.
Okay, so it'd be more funny if you had that as bludgeoning damage. But Levin
Dear God.
does not hit. It manages to move out of the way before the blade can come down upon its head. And it just, with a series of yelps and barks at you very angrily.
Cool, well, that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Kavash.
Cool, I will double move. I will move to this guy.
Okay.
I will pull the dart out of his neck, and then I will move to the south one. And that's my turn.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, it's going to do that. And let's see. All right, so this one right here is going to leap down, and it is going to start running this way here. Okay, now this one right here is going to attack Inna, and it'll do so with advantage because one of its friends are within 5 feet of Inna. And luck was not on its side. So even with advantage, it is missed Inna with its crossbow. So as you're focusing on this next next kobold, you see a bolt just fly right past your shoulder, Inna, and you look up and you see this other kobold just kind of cursing in its native tongue as it's reloading its crossbow. The one right here is going to just let's see. He is going to disengage. Okay, and that's going to end his turn here. All right. Leah.
Okay, can you draw a weapon as part of movement, or is that a separate action?
You can draw a weapon as a part of your move, but you basically get one free interaction with your move. So if you wanted to, you know, like you can put away a weapon, you can pull out a weapon. If you want to do more than that, it takes your action.
All right. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. As she runs, she releases the grip on her staff with her right hand, and she reaches down to that weird pouch thing she has tied around her her thigh and draws one of the strange-looking knives that she keeps there, the kunai, and hurls it at this guy. I will be at disadvantage on this because I'm outside of effective range.
Not a problem.
Just barely. Missed.
All right, so you take the dagger out, you run, you leap up onto this rock, you take aim with the dagger, and you throw it. And as the creature's running through the thickets, the dagger hits the tree right next to it, right where the creature was passing by. So the blade just sticking into the tree trunk.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Inna.
Grindelford trying to see me, man. I'm like behind trees and stuff. I'm small.
18,
I'm checking range.
25. Can I hit that one down here with a ranged attack?
Okay, I missed something. What happened to the one next to Spart?
It ran.
Yeah, disengaged.
Okay.
Well, it depends on your ranged weapon, but most of them you could. If it's out of your range, you just get disadvantage.
No, I mean more. There's nothing like blocking my.
No, there's nothing blocking your shot. It's not getting any kind of cover or anything like that.
Well, that was weird. Try that
And it's
again
starting to speak in tongues. I think her sword has possessed her.
No,
More proof. She just starts spasming out as the sword's talking to her.
No, you're supposed to shoot them. Shoot them.
So this thing's running, and there's a dagger that hits the tree behind it, and then there's this blast of Eldritch energy, this kind of red and blackish beam that comes out and hits the ground by it almost melting the snow for a second, as it leaps over it, continuing its trek.
Oh, and since I forgot to include it, I do sheath one of my swords so I can cast.
All right. Let's see here. All right, and I believe that ends your turn.
Yep.
All right, Spart. Interesting situation's been going on here. What does Spart make of this, and what does he decide to do here? Considering there's still another shooter in the grassy knoll right above him.
Spart will try to maintain his balance and not fall down. I'd say that's good enough.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's not on difficult terrain right now. It's just from his leap because he just barely made it.
He's just bad at balancing anyway. So here he goes. He'll come up and try to whack another kobold. Because, kobolds. And he'll try to subdue it rather than knock it dead, knock it unconscious.
Oh,
So he hits it with a crit for minimum damage.
That's horrible.
All right, so while the kobold's reloading the crossbow, all of a sudden this quarterstaff, he cracks it in the back of the head. It starts bleeding from the back of its head, and it just looks at Spart like, "Are you out of your mind?"
It was a masterful hit, though.
It was a great hit.
Perfectly placed, but like a wet noodle.
It's like he paused for a minute to make sure it hit perfectly, and so there was no momentum.
I picture it almost like a golf swing.
Points at the ground.
He goes right behind the thing, places quarterstaff like an inch from its head, pulls back, goes back about an inch from his head, and then comes back again with the quarterstaff.
Well, he said he wasn't trying to kill it, so, he was trying to hold back. He just misjudged. It happens.
Exactly.
Crossbow down. Spart's pointing with one of his hands. Drop it.
Drop it. Put it down.
More yelps and barks come at you.
No.
Can I hear what it's saying from over here?
You can't make out what it's saying, but you can tell by the tone, whatever it is very angry.
I speak Draconic, sir.
Right, I understand. You just can't make out what it's saying because it's already,
Too far away and
It's-
muffled and stuff. Okay.
yeah, it's sloppy speech with it as well. They're not very, not high on the intelligence department, so they're kind of using jumbled Draconic. So if you're a little
Probably
bit,
hear fuck and head, perhaps. Those 2 words. I'm just kidding.
all right,
They're saying bad things about my mother.
Spartus, that ends your turn.
Yes.
All right.
Put it down.
Okay, so Griddlefort.
No, you're not allowed to leave. Grintelfurt runs up and grabs his mace and throws it at that kobold. As soon as it leaves its fingertips, it seems to take on a life of its own and just whiz across with unknown force. I'm using 2 side points.
All right. Yep. Oh,
Are you fucking kidding me?
Is this the 3rd natural one that's been rolled this combat by us?
against that creature.
Why won't you die?
It's the badass minion. We're all gonna die.
All right, so
It does return to my hand.
yeah, so again, it's daggers flying into trees. This thing's running by, blasts of eldritch energy at its feet. Now this mace, animated, flies right past its head, hits another tree right by it as it's going by. This thing is just like, you can just see its chest heaving. It's like, oh crap, oh crap.
And I'll use my bonus action to switch back to Mastery of Wood and Earth as my psychic focus.
All right. Let's see. All right, Tyrion.
Right. Well, he has a lot of options on, as you can see. I think he's just gonna run up to this one here and smack it in the face. There we go.
All right, so not so much smacking on that one.
What is with our rolls?
Oh boy.
They're not rolling so hot either. So, yeah, you bring out your trusty longsword and try to come down at it. It leaps back just at the last second, still bleeding from Spart's quarterstaff that struck into the back of its skull, trying to knock it out. All right, let's see here. All right, Kavash.
All right, I will retrieve the dart in my cloak, and I will double move back to the wagon.
Sorry, hang on. I didn't realise my turn was over. I meant to say this. I'm using push to talk, and I forgot to press the push thing. I wanted to move there.
Okay.
I was wondering why I wasn't getting a response. And I was like, oh, hang on a second. I know what's wrong.
Yeah, it helps when the sound's enabled. So, not a problem. Let's see here. Fantastic. All right. So, it still has its range, so you're fine. All right, so these things will go here. Let's see. All right, these things are going to switch to their melee. Both giving each other advantage. So this is going to be on Inna here. hits a 23 armor class for 5 piercing.
Well, Constitution saving throw.
And advantage on the other one.
Roll that D10.
Alright. So you got half your hit points.
Yep, that's exactly half.
Ooh. Alright, Tyrion. 20 AC for 5 piercing.
Wow, wait.
That's only half in a single blow. So just keep in mind for the others here. All right. So first option rule will be coming into play here. So that would be the massive damage rule found on page 273 of the Dungeon Master's Guide. So I'm going to let you roll the D10 for the system shock table.
Oh, thank you.
I
Look, I rolled a 10. Oh.
Okay, so you drop to 0 hit points.
Wow.
And I now need to make a death saving throw. That's a what, D20?
D20, 10 or higher is a save, 20. So, all right.
That's failure 1.
Failure number 1. All right. Let's put a tracking counter on this here. That'll work.
I thought
Out of character, are you mad at me, Anthony?
Why would I be mad at you?
Because I could have killed this guy, maybe. Oh well.
All right. So this one up here is leaving the area.
This applies to everything, right? The optional rules apply to us and the bad guys.
That is correct.
Okay.
Now, most people have been killing them straight out right. If that critical was 1 more damage, it would have had to roll a system shock. All right, so let's see. That ends their turn here. All right. Leah, you see that one of your compatriots is down.
okay. Only having limited options, Leah's going to rush forward. 15, 20, 25, 30, using my free interaction to grab the dagger because the square
Fair.
he was in was right here.
Yep.
And since that one ran away, she's going to take one more finisher move, and she's going to try to throw it to get the one that's on my friend off my friend.
All right.
This time, however, I am not at disadvantage, I don't believe. Nope. Not at disadvantage. Probably doesn't help.
Well, no. 12 is just enough to pierce its lackluster wooden armor.
For 0 damage. Thrown weapons use strength for
Yeah.
damage, right?
What kind of thrown weapon is it?
It's a knife.
Then no, it's a finesse weapon. It would use your dexterity.
Oh, okay, then at which point it's 3 damage.
And you cannot have.
No, wait a second. It's more than that. I have a dex of 3, a plus
you rolled
3.
a 2, it's 5.
Yeah, it's 5, yeah.
And you can't have lower than 1 damage anyway, even if you have negatives.
I honestly did not know that, so thank you for that.
So, with that, this thing was, you see it eyeing the strange fellow that you've been traveling with, the human teenager that is on the ground bleeding. This thing looking over down on it with its daggers, just tail just waving. Almost looks happy, like it's about to get a fresh kill. And Then all of a sudden, the dagger strikes it in the back. Its head just snaps up. Its eyes roll in the back of its head as it falls down on top of Inna, dealing no additional damage, but just bleeding on top of her.
Is it dead?
Doesn't look like it's moving, and it has a knife in its back. The trees are now throwing knives at these things. All right, Inna. Death save number 2. Let's hope for a 20. You can do a kip up and go right back into town.
Well, at least it's not a 1 in an insta-kill.
That's a pass, though, isn't it?
That is a pass.
Yep.
All right. Spart.
Yep.
Okay, so the one that you hit was helping its buddy attack your 2 armored friends there. He didn't really see you as much of a threat and was trying to, still is trying to kill you, the other travelers. One of them's already down. The other one looks pretty badly wounded.
Spart tries to knock it out again. Stop that! Yep. Also, I've got advantage from something I don't know about. That's another Swiss.
Okay. Now, so again, you take the quarterstaff, you swing past it, it ducks underneath the swing, and it's just twirling its dagger in its hand, trying to think of, do I hit you next, or do I try to finish off this armored guy in front of me? Decisions, and it's going through its mind right now. Is that all Spart does?
Yep, that's all Spart's got at the moment.
All right. Grenelfert.
No. Heroes never die. Unfortunately, I don't have healing, but I am going to try the animated weapon again. That probably hits.
How many side points do you have left?
That would be all of them.
Okay. Let me just track that on this.
And it is destroyed. Good lord, dude. 15 fucking damage.
That's low, kind of.
Oh, that's insane, dude. It's so
The
strong.
Psi class is just epic.
Oh yeah, mystics are badass. It probably, I'll let Dave describe it, but it probably explodes or some shit like that.
Well, actually, I figure I'd do this here. So, Grenelfert, that is enough to slay it here as the weapon strikes it. But why don't you tell us what happens next when the weapon hits?
Well, Grentelfert does his throw, and the weapon just takes off spinning at unimaginable speeds. It goes through the creature's chest, creating a hole, and on its way back, hits it in the back of the head and knocks it flat on the ground, letting Grentelfert catch the mace back in his hand.
All right. So yeah, with that, there's a nice big indentation in the back of its skull where a mace would clearly fit. And Sparta just kind of looks at the creature as it looks back at him, and this weapon strikes it. The eyes kind of go crossed for a second as the skull concaves in a little bit. Blood comes out the eyes, some of the ears. Drops to its knees. Dagger was holding with Tyrion's blood on it. Drops into the snow. And then it falls over face first into the snow. Motionless.
Spark pokes it with the staff.
It doesn't move.
Grentelfert is going to attempt medicine on Ina.
And I will aid with that if possible.
You have medicine?
I have
Tra-
medicine.
I don't have it trained. I do have a +3, and I don't know if this system does the trained untrained stuff.
Yeah, you'd need to be proficient with it to aid.
Okay.
I'm proficient with it, but I don't have quite as high. I don't have as high as a.
Spart's proficient.
Oh yeah, anybody who's proficient in a skill can aid somebody else when they use that skill. It means they have the
Guys, I have
basic
lay on
knowledge to
hands.
actually help.
I can just bring her back that way. Probably.
We could do all this medical crap, or we could just use magic.
Yeah.
They're
I'd rather
breaking
do
out
it.
the emergency kits here. Trying to get splints. Doing CPR. Tyrion just comes out, places a finger, just boots the snoot, and
I'll use just 3 points of lay on hands.
all right, Enna, you're at 3 health, and there's a bleeding kobold on top of you.
Leah rolls the the other bleeding kobold over and gets her dagger out.
Okay. I'm gonna just back away, go check on the wagon.
And you see Kavash in the wagon, just chilling out.
There's now
Bart
parts
does
of a
that.
kobold.
Spart does a little whistle, a couple of clicks, looks to see if Tiny Tom's around. Tom? Tom? Oh,
What,
Tom.
The stoat was hanging out in the wagon?
Stoat was doing whatever the Stoat wanted. It's not like we were watching.
Oh, okay.
The stoat now has 2 carrots, fresh carrots.
Tom? Spart backs away. You just do your thing. I'll come back later.
Yeah, never anger a stoat dual wielding carrots.
Well, we fared pretty well considering.
Spart focuses on moving stuff out of the path while other people do other stuff.
Pretty well considering. I'm bleeding out of all orifices and Nina nearly died.
But she didn't,
I love
and
it.
we were outnumbered.
I'm burning 2 lone half points on myself as well.
That hurt. I don't want to do that again, Tyrion.
If you need me, I'll be laying with my back on this broken cart, trying to, not
Grin-
die.
And Spart yanks it, moving it off the road.
I just spin around and lay against this tree.
So this horrible grinding sound as Spart's dragging this broken wagon off to the side. Still, there's 2 dead oxen and 2 dead horse in the middle of the road as well.
So, guys, where's the rest of the stuff if the kobolds are here? Are we gonna go hunting?
One moment, I'm collecting my payment from them. Tribute for daring to attack a proper lady.
So you're looting the dead.
No, I am acquisitioning my retribution money.
You get a lot of fancy words for looting the dead.
Tyrion, you explain it.
Can I use knowledge history to see if there's any old ruins or caves nearby where they might be stowing stuff?
Yeah, roll your knowledge history. Okay, so thinking about this area here, going through the Starlight Trail, thinking about the area about the near Frozen Haven and some of the forested region here, you do recall another kind of offshoot trail leading into the dense forest that lies up north, quite near from here. You remember the name, the Frozen Goblin Trail?
I might know where they're going, where they have the loot. The Frozen Goblin Trail. I can lead you there. It's a bit ways north.
much is a bit?
Dave?
You probably about a good 3 to 5 miles, give or take. You're not sure on the exact estimate, but you don't think much more than 5 miles.
Couldn't be more than about 5 miles, but don't we need to gather up the other supplies that were going to this town?
Nina looks at you covered in blood and goes, maybe not right now. The 10 gold might not be worth this.
I don't know what you're talking about. I feel fine.
Tyrio just brushes a bit more blood off of his face.
So this is the part where you could, take a short rest and kind of bandage up your wounds, Tyrion and Anna, and just kind of think of how do you want to do the next steps here. What's the plans? What's the journey going to be?
Is there anything on the kobolds? And do we still need a healing kit for
Just
HP
No,
dice?
that we would discuss that. That was no go for that.
Okay.
So if it's not in the that wonderful list of optional rules that are enabled, it is not enabled for this.
I remember we struck the one about not healing overnight. I wasn't sure about the healing kit.
Yeah, no, that one I just ditched right out. So don't worry about that. This is for anybody watching. They can see what is being used here, what we're just talking about.
Do the kobolds have anything except scales that I will now make a necklace out of?
I was aiding Leah. Or Ina, sorry.
Okay, so on the kobolds themselves, they don't have any coins. So whatever treasures they may be having, they're disciplined enough to bring that to whatever central storage, kind of a little camp hoard. What you do find on them is what they've been using to lull travelers, to woe them with, is their crossbows. Some of the bolts for the crossbows. They have a dagger, and they also have 2 throwing spears.
Well, towns can always use more weapons because there's always more monsters to stick them in.
I don't want to carry the weapons. I guess we're leaving them.
Grintelford gathers the weapons and adds them to the cart.
Spark takes one of the wagons off one of the wheels off the wagon that's broken and says, "This wheel's pretty good. We should bring it as a spare in case one of ours break."
That's an excellent idea.
But we don't have permission to store our stuff in the wagon.
Now, just
Wasn't part of the
a reminder
contract.
here, most gear that monsters have that they are used with aren't really good for resale. They are good enough to really just cut some things up with and shoot, but you're not really going to get too much for resale.
I'm not worried about resale.
Okay,
I'm worried about a village being short on weapons.
fair
They can
enough.
use these.
Did not want any surprises with that. Let me just mark this down here. Let's see. Okay, so while marking this down here, what else is everybody doing here?
Spark looks around to see if there's obvious tracks for where the kobolds came from.
Okay, make a wisdom nature, survival, to see if you can uncover maybe some tracks.
Spark got a 12.
Okay. So you recognize a few things here going through some of, not just the snow, but some of the dirt, some of the frozen earth here. It looks like you recognize about a dozen or so kobolds have come and gone through this area. And you see a clear path up north, much where Grendelfurt described to you about the Frozen Goblin Trail in that direction. You also find signs of human-sized, like tracks where human-sized bodies may have been hauled away from this ambush site.
Going north, same way as the others.
Same way as the others.
Well, pretty sure they dragged the people that way. They weren't walking. Was that one of the guys that were supposed to pay us?
Yes.
These dice are really out to fuck me.
How much do you think I can get for this wagon?
You mean the broken one?
No, the one we're using. Because if the guy that they drug off was the guy who was going to pay us for delivering the wagon, I mean, I don't want to tell you. You had clearly experienced adventurers how to adventure, but I could use some warm dinner.
Well, I've been out on this adventuring thing for how long's it been, Tyrion? About a week? 10
About
days?
a week, yeah. A long time.
I left the monastery 3 days ago.
Oh, okay. Huh.
The place I come from is still standing and not burned to ashes, I promise.
Well, we got, I guess, two different options here. We try to get by and go to where we were going and just not worry about it, or we go see if they just dragged off unconscious bodies. Yeah, into the army of kobolds. Yeah.
I'm about as enthusiastic on this as you are.
Well, my friend Eldon here, he's a paladin. He thinks we should go save the people if they're still alive.
Well, we have this paladin here. What does he think?
I'm sitting here, I'm not getting involved.
I believe your friends would be correct. As the monks say, if one turns their eyes blindly towards those others who are suffering, then when one is suffering themselves, they may also find blind eyes turned away from them.
That's great. I'm gonna start a campfire here using this broken wagon, and we're gonna rest for a little while because I don't want to get back on the cart till the carrots are gone.
Kavash would lead the cart closer to the obstruction.
Okay, I'll just look it up because I'm confused by what people are trying to tell me.
Here, bro. When you spend a hit die to heal during your short rest, you roll your hit die and you add your con modifier. That's how many hit points you regain.
That's
Very
what I was
straightforward.
At the end of the long rest, you regain half of the hit die you have spent. That's what.
Yeah. Minimum of 1. So we take a short rest now. You get to heal a hit die, and then whenever we stop for the night, you get it back and you get to heal for the night.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I figured. It was just between what David sent and what he posted, it looked like they were conflicting. Okay, I got it.
So for everyone who's wounded, they got a little bit more healing that they can do.
I rolled a 1.
Oh my
Do
god.
you have a mod at least?
Yeah,
Yeah, you do add your Constitution mod.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
3. I'm up
maybe
to 3
we-
HP.
I'm fine.
6.
Maybe we
You can
want to
hide
do a long
behind a
rest.
small child.
We might want to do a long rest because I'm
What-
sure we'll, have a fight there.
Well, they were
That'll
only
give me
taking
my side points back too.
yeah, they were
Oh, go ahead.
they were only taken a few hours ago. Kobolds can't move very fast dragging them. If we wait till tomorrow and they were taking them for fresh food, it'll be too late.
All right, so let's do this
Kavash would
here.
go up to Enna and say to her, Enna, what happened? Are you okay?
They poked me. They poked me really, really hard.
Even if we're look, even if we are hurt or injured, if we can travel and fight, we should do what we can to help them.
I wouldn't be doing my homeland justice if I died here on a hill to a kobold. I say we take what we have and get to town.
Would you be doing your homeland justice if you left someone who was in trouble?
People disappear all the time.
Not when others know where they are.
Okay, so let's just eat some food, feel a little better, get in the wagon, and we'll just go down the trail, which happens to go towards all the bad stuff and the way we were going, at least for a little while, and we'll talk about it while we see if we get ambushed a second time.
All right, so let's do this here while you're taking your short rest here. Let's just take a quick break, for real here. Let everybody, get their smoke breaks, bathroom breaks, things like that. And we'll come back here in just a few minutes and see what lurks beyond.
Happy to take my soap break, sir.
Yep. I gotta go check on someone anyway.
All right.
Yeah. Throw back.
So on the off chance that Dave is recording and you're all hearing this, hello. I don't know exactly what we're supposed to do for entertainment during intermissions, but I figure you yourself are probably bored out of your mind listening to us ramble on while you're waiting for more action. So I really hope you cut this part.
Here, I'll just start juggling. That should keep everybody amused.
Sounds like most of us are back here.
So is this secret safe? Did anybody notice him, dude?
I had Discord muted for most of that. Not sure if that'll actually, the Discord chat would still bleed over into the intermission, but they have music and a spiffy little slide to keep them entertained while we go do our bio breaks and things like that.
Waves.
All right, believe everybody's back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am here.
Indeed.
Perfect.
We're still missing Henry.
Oh, let's see.
I thought Henry was here.
Yeah, you missed the part where he thought I was Henry, bro. So that's pretty funny.
So, while we wait for Leah to come back here, let's discuss over the plan here. So, you're taking a short rest, bandaging up. But beyond that, are you going to continue on the Starlight Trail, or are you going to go down the Frozen Goblin Trail and try to find where these things hideout is before any more people can get hurt?
Okay, out of character, Kabosh will listen to the debate between the characters, and if it sounds like they're going to not investigate the kobolds, he's going to slip away when no one's paying attention.
Well, Grentelford is all for doing the kobolds. He said as much already.
Ina's still bleeding out after bandaging herself up. She does not seem eager to continue on tonight.
Tyrion does also not seem too eager to continue on tonight. He doesn't feel he's in the best state at all.
What? No, you look fine.
Well, some of us might die, I guess. But, I mean, we gotta make a choice. We either bandage up our wounds tonight and continue tomorrow with the risk that, they kind of get eaten, or we push on now.
That first thing you said still sounds very appealing.
Now, keep in mind, there is no wrong answer to any of this. The
I
world
have to
reacts
admit
to your
to-
choices.
I have
Okay,
to-
guys. Look, go on, Grentel.
I have to admit to some fatigue myself. My mind just feels a little sluggish.
Okay, well, let me just put this out there. I saw tracks for at least a dozen kobolds, and there's like half that many here, and you want to sleep here. Everyone, please get in the wagon. I'm sure we'll feel better once we're on the road.
And once we're on the road, we can just keep on going. I agree with that. You're very right, Spart.
Exactly.
Well-
Go in the other direction. Anyway, sorry, what was that? Ina, you want to play cards?
Yep.
Come on, let me help you on the wagon. Come on. Squeeze you guys in there.
If the wagon is not big enough, he would let Kavash would get out and let the injured people in.
No, the wagon's big enough for everybody to sit on, so...
Tyrion can sit up front with me.
I definitely think we should go after the kobolds, though, whether now or after a night's rest, one or the other. We
Either
shouldn't-
way, we shouldn't wait here.
Fair enough. Well, let's go.
So what happened, y'all? What were those things?
And back.
They were things that really,
Welcome
really
back.
hurt.
Oh, those are Barky Bites.
All right,
Arky Bitey.
so...
Barky Bites, yeah.
Again, just discussing on what the actions are. So everybody seems to be in a consensus of not staying here due to the nature of the creatures that are in the area and their knowledge of said area. Now, where are you going to direct the cart to? Where are you going, Spart?
Can I make a roll to know if there's any good places to take cover for the night? I have Arcana, History, Nature, Religion. I don't think Religion will help.
Spart is leading them towards the intersection where they would have to make the choice, basically. Let's go down the way that eventually splits off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you go about a mile down the road here, and this is where the Goblin Trail would start going forth. And as you can see on the trail, it goes into a very dense forested area, something that has not been really made for mass transit. So the wagons wouldn't really fit on this trail. This is more of like a very sparsely used hiking trail.
They got all the treasure up that.
And
There
that's
must
where
have
they hauled it off to. You notice
Smart
they didn't take the
hops.
wagons.
Bart hops down and checks for, signs of human bodies being drugged.
Okay.
There must have been dozens, maybe even hundreds.
All right. So you still from your previous search, you are still seeing the obvious telltale signs of things being drugged through that area.
Yep, went that way.
I think if it is up to us to decide, then I would propose we place this to a vote. Though I would strongly state that I would rather help these people than leave them to their fate.
How
Where
far
I-
away is the town from here?
Let's see. I gotta check on this other map here. Give me one moment. Yes, I have an overland map.
Bard goes over to the wagon and picks up a crossbow.
One day. You would, if you went straight from the town from where you're at, you would arrive on the morning of the 4th day.
And what day is it now?
No, if you started now, it would take you 3 full days, and on the morning of the 4th day, you would arrive at Frosthaven.
Okay, so we don't want to go to the town first. Well, I don't.
Hey, Dave.
Yes,
Are these crossbows small sized, or are
they're
they...
light crossbows.
Okay, so I
So-
could use them regardless.
Correct. Now, we're not really doing an ammo tracking on this because that's really tedious, kind of like encumbrance. So we are doing some limits, common sense limits, the base encumbrance for, how much you can lift and things like that. But in terms for your basic gear, we're not going all crazy with. It's never fun to do that.
Well, Spart is handing everybody who has a spot to carry at a crossbow unless they object.
And
Got enough of them.
exception
already has a crossbow.
exception to that for the ammunition is any kind of magical ammunition. So arrow of goblin slaying is definitely going to be kept track of.
Okay. And he takes that scroll case from earlier and pretty much does a knot in it to go ahead and make a way to sling his quarterstaff on his back so he can carry the crossbow. Well,
In fact, let me see here.
you guys feeling better yet?
In fact, would you like to see the overland map?
Sure.
Sure.
Just so you can see what I'm talking about here. Okay.
Test roll.
Should be loading up here.
Yeah, I can see it.
Can you see it? All right.
Mhm.
All right. So I do have a little.
The "you are here" is hilarious, dog. That's some funny stuff.
You know where you're at.
I do that too. I love it.
So.
The memories.
So now you can kind of see the area where you traveled from, where you started at, and the adventure kind of started about here. So just so you know where everything was going with.
We've made it 1 hex. I think that's short for like less than 5 miles. Okay, and we're heading towards Frosthaven. You said.
Well, you're at the point to where you can either go to the Goblin Trail, which is goes up north toward the more heavily wooded areas, or you can go to Frosthaven, where you can see
Goblin Trail goes this way.
and the town is obviously that way.
Gotcha. All right.
Well, my vote is as stated. Were I captured, then I want someone to help me, so I want to help them.
We're going to have to rest at some point. Some of our wounds may cause us to die. If we get in another fight, maybe we should stay the night. I mean, we wouldn't be saving anyone if we go there and die.
We've been
Let's-
camping out off the road in the wagon anyway during our journey, right?
Well, I propose a compromise. We need to first assess what we're facing before we jump in. Let us determine what we face up that path. Then we can determine if we want to go forward or if we need to take a small break overnight.
Sure. Alright. So you're suggesting we scout it out a little beforehand?
Yes.
That seems wise.
I'm not used to hearing reasonable things.
Tyrion just looks down at himself quickly and goes, as long as it's not me doing the scouting.
I'll go.
I can go, but I don't think the clunking of chainmail will be too appreciated.
Well, we should say at least somewhat nearby.
We
Just in case they
could
get-
just hang out and, I guess, ambush them when they come out, since we know they're probably going to come back the same way.
Yes, they could be in trouble.
No, they're definitely in trouble. But you guys are all cowards.
I am not.
I could go look around. I'm
Not
small
you, you're
and
cool.
quiet.
You're a good guy.
I am rational, kind Spart.
That too.
The monks have a saying, Miss Inna. Actually, is it sir or dame? Are you a knight out of character?
Tell you she's a royal princess.
Now,
The monks.
Tyrion, I
But
guess,
not
could
for-
be a
not for
sir
this-
in his own realm, but
Not
in
for
his realm,
this
so it's
realm.
Just, yeah, so it's just Tyrion.
The monks have a saying. Those who are too busy focusing on their destination often trip and fall when they miss what is on the path before them. I recommend
That's
when you sleep
good
tonight,
advice.
you meditate on that wisdom.
I will. Thank you. Spart starts down the trail.
Going with Spark.
Tyrion has an intelligence of 8, and that just flies over his head. He's like, what?
And out of character, for those of you who haven't figured out, that's her shtick. It doesn't matter what the situation's going to be, the monks have a saying for it.
I'm sure.
And
now,
it's going to be cryptic.
now something as you guys were taking a short rest here, as Sparta was helping Tyrion and Inna kind of get into the cart from their wounds. Just from him just touching you, helping you in, as anybody would, who was being a gentleman, you seem to feel a little better. Some of the soreness from the wounds kind of go away. Some of the redness, the tears in the skin kind of slowly heal up a little bit. Not a lot, but they heal up a little bit. So, Inna, you've healed 3 additional points, and Tyrion 2 additional points.
Okay.
I've already marked them on your tokens here.
Oh, cheers.
Well, now she can't
Well,
just pull off
the
the
good
bandage and
thing-
watch the blood come out as a counterpoint.
You can pull off the bandage and see what happens.
The thing is if we now go after the goblins, we were in serious trouble last time because they caught us in an ambush.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that again unless we roll up with horns and trumpets and announce that we're coming.
I mean, we could.
Some could argue
Bart
that
stops
even we
whistling.
might get the element of surprise this time.
Also, they may not. Also, if we go now, their numbers are likely at least partially depleted, given the fact that we defeated all but one of their ambushers.
Wait, one of them got away.
One of
Yes.
them did.
Oh, and probably ran back here.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Well, let's go.
All right, you guys scout on ahead. We'll follow up behind.
Grentelfurt will stick
So-
back with the injured.
Okay.
Promise I won't do what Requiem says and run for my life.
So who's
Not yet,
scouting?
All right. So no, you're not taking a long rest here.
We're gonna do a scout first,
Who all said they wanted to go scouting?
Leo will. I think Sparte said he was going.
Smart.
The one that got away was wounded.
No, the one
No.
that got away was full health. That was the one that kept surviving with all the natural ones that were made on attacks against it.
Well, Spar will just take a look to see if he can notice fresher tracks than the ones from a few hours ago.
That's the kobold that's going to wind up being the end campaign villain at some point.
He's the big bad.
Don't worry, that crossbow bolt is still out there. It's gonna hit him and kill him.
I just picture with this kobold, like, we have changed his worldview. He's like wandering now somewhere. He's not going back to where the others are. He's wandering somewhere going, I survived. I survived an attack by an entire group of adventurers. It was almost as if I was protected by a god. I knew I was meant for greater things. And now they will rue the day. They will rue it as they will face the wrath of Lord Mousekiller.
I think you just described the internal dialogue for every kobold ever.
Tyrion just rolls his eyes at Ina and goes, a kobold? Like, really?
I think he's true.
Yeah, you guys couldn't kill a kobold. You guys suck. Let's go.
Actually, weren't those gnolls, actually? Those were actually gnolls, but regardless.
And I guess I need to make a feel bad check.
Okay, so those of us who are scouting, stealth rolls are now rolled by the GM. Okay.
Right. So it was Sparta and Kavash
And Leah?
and Leo. Okay, so just you three. All right. Let me get these.
Those of us who all have really good stealth scores?
No.
I mean, Grintelfurt will go with the scouting party. He has a stealth.
Wait a minute. That's
So
leaving,
literally everyone but Ina and the Stoat is going.
That's leaving the
And
all
Tyrion.
the injured people by themselves with the cart.
It's okay. I'm not helpless.
Yeah, good lord, I'll hide in the cart with our injured people.
It's fine. I mean, we're too heavily armored. They got lucky.
Let's just all go.
Okay.
Sure.
I guess we're all going.
Wait, hang on. Tyrion's going? No, that's a bad idea.
Nope. We're all going. Come on, Tyrion.
No, this is still a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Still adding up all the bonuses here. Bear with me one moment.
Everyone have your crossbows ready.
I'm gonna make a macro for this later. Let's see. See if this will even run.
Don't worry though. Tyrion has by far
Here
the
we go,
best
that's
stealth
better.
ever.
Yeah. All right.
I'll stand
So.
at the back and just
All right, so for the rest of you here, so everybody's going scouting along this trail. What's the marching order here for the scouts? Now, keep in mind you move at half your speed while being stealthed.
Grintelfurt should be somewhere in the middle.
Thunder out of a clear sky. Interesting.
I think the damn, I don't know.
I think I'll
He's-
take the. I'll be in the back.
He's only 13 after all.
Only 13.
right. So who's leading and who's at the tail end?
Guess Ina's
Someone
at the
staying
tail.
behind. I don't think I should be in front at all.
Who's able to see the trail?
Well, Spart was the one that originally discovered the tracks.
I'll
for it.
take point. Here we go. Looking around, checking for traps, checking for rocks, checking for carrots.
I'll move out in front. I'm small and little, and yeah, that's a good point. I'll look around for booby traps and stuff like that as I'm going.
Okay.
I'll take up the tail and continue to attempt to look for things around me in these deep, dark, spooky woods. It is getting harder to see, right? Dim light?
Yes.
Tyrion, you need to look too. It's just getting spookier and spookier with my normal human vision.
What's that? You can't see, you say?
All right. So.
Might not want to do that while we're stealthing.
All right. So as you're traveling, scouting up the trail here, taking your time, trying to stay hidden, while at the same time trying to be safe. Advancing, trying to follow some of the tracks that you found. As you go along here, getting into the forested area here, there's been more, kind of snow and, various leaves and things falling on the trail here. It does get a little harder to to keep with the tracking, but you still manage to stay on the trail. About a good 10 minutes or so into the trail, the Frozen Goblin trail, Kavash, you see something at the corner of your eye, and you kind of reach out with a gloved hand and just kind of trace a little bit in the snow, and you find what looks to be a hidden snare that's buried in the snow here.
Okay. Does it look like it's easily disabled, or?
Yeah,
Would
from
it
what
be
you
better
can
to mark
tell, it looks like it's just made to snatch somebody up unsuspecting and suspend them upside down several feet above the ground. Same thing you'd use to capture, small game with if you're a hunter, but this is just done on a larger scale. So trying to capture human-sized prey.
Okay, I will disable it.
Okay, you literally just cut the the rope there, and the tension on it. You see the rope just kind of snap up on the tree, and the rest of it just lays in a circle loop, buried still partially in the snow.
Awesome.
All right. So continuing down the trail here, as you go, again, still staying as quiet as possible, carefully letting your footfalls go in the snow as they make that little crunching noises from the snow compressing. As you continue on, Kavash, you manage to trigger a little pit that they dug. And when they do here, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to try to prevent yourself from falling in.
Woohoo! The death of Kavash. Here we go. 15.
Oh,
15.
the
Kavash. So as Kavash is going forward here, he puts his foot in the snow, and his body weight just goes right through into this hole. However, being quick, being small for his size, as his foot goes in and his body follows in, he's able to kind of twist his body around as it sinks down in the pit, and he catches on both hands onto the ledge of this pit. This pit is a good 10 feet deep, and there are sharp wooden spikes at the bottom of this pit. The walls of this pit also, because of the temperature, are coated in what looks like a thin layer of ice. So it looks like it would have been what could have been an ordeal to scramble out of this pit. Thankfully, you were quick enough to catch onto the ledge here. And as the snow and the coverings fall from you breaking it, you see that the pit itself, while it is about 10 feet deep, is only about 6 feet wide. So the rest of you can easily kind of walk around it, and you can easily climb back up out of this pit since you're able to catch onto the upper ledge here.
Wow, luck is with me. So yeah, good stuff.
Watch your step, dear.
All right. Continuing down the rest of the way here. So you've gone about a little over 3 miles on this trail. And finally, after leaving the thick forest, there is kind of a small bit of clearing. And when you get to this clearing, you do see what looks to be a small kind of flowing stream of icy water. And through some more thickets, you do see what looks to be a rock mountain. And at the base of this, where part of that little stream is coming out of, is a mouth of a cave.
Point to the words of cave. There's a cave mouth. Should we investigate?
If it's a cave
Do the
mouth, why
tracks-
doesn't it talk?
Do the tracks lead inside?
You
Like
can't
that,
tell.
you
The
feel
cave
bad.
mouth is still far off from where the trail leads to this clearing. So the cave mouth itself is over 100 feet away from you.
I think so. Then we have to check it just in case.
Who wants to go out there and check it?
All right, go to the cave mouth.
I'm going to stay here in the
Who
tree
has the
line.
highest stealth?
Team stealth, go!
All right. Let me just move
Yeah, I'm
here.
going to stay here in the nice, safe tree line until you guys actually verify it's safe.
All right. Give me one moment to pull you up on the new map here. Let's see. Oh, too far up. All right, so bringing you onto the map here. Now you should be at the bottom left-hand corner of this map, and it should be only a small little area visible here.
Yep.
So let me know if anybody is unable to see this map.
My visibility is really low.
Yeah,
I
my
can-
visibility is low. I can see a 5x5 square.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I
got
see
it.
as well.
Yeah,
Same.
it's supposed to be low with that. So this is your quote-unquote drop zone here. You can place your tokens anywhere in this drop zone. So once you have your tokens set, I'll reveal more of the map.
What direction is the cave in from here?
It's going to be northeast.
Northeast. Okay.
Trying to get this
It's a nice, safe
online
rock
view
to hide
here.
behind. No, Tyrion, come back. It's safe behind the rock.
There you go.
All right, is everybody where they want to be at?
I believe so.
Yep.
How about I
Yep.
stealth in this bush?
All right, roll your stealth here, and I'm going to reveal more of the map. So
Should we all roll stealth? Those of
I
us who are
thought-
going stealthy?
I thought the stealth was rolled by you, bro.
yeah, I'm going to give me one moment here. I'm trying to do the vision layer. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm trying to juggle the streaming and all the back end stuff. Let me get this here. Do apologize. Reveal area. Let's see. And we're just going to reveal a little bit.
I'm gonna try something while we're doing this.
Perfect. Vision seems to be working fine. All right. Rolling your stealth, by the way, Kavash. All right. And Kavash is
Ignore
one
this.
with the shadows.
Do me a favor and ignore this attack.
Sure. He's attacking the darkness. I definitely want to ignore that. I'm sure you do.
Oh
too.
yeah, that works better. Okay.
All right. So,
It turns out, for those wondering, by the way, there is an interesting API work on this character sheet. Easier way to access your stats if you make your own macros. Continue on. Sorry.
oh, nope, not a problem. It's a good thing for anybody else who uses Roll20 that's watching. It's good tip advice. Pro tip. So, we're just going to do this one at a time, just for fairness here. So, and I'm just going to do it from the top token, going left to right. So, Leah, you're the top token. And then we'll do Sparta, Granelfert, Kavash, Tyrion, and then Inna.
Okay.
So, Leah, what would you like to do? You can see
All right.
some of the icy waters flowing downward, flowing to the south.
Okay. Leah is going. Are these trees like difficult terrain, anything like that?
The trees are not difficult terrain. I do try to mark difficult terrain with special markers.
Okay.
So I'll show them to you when we actually encounter one.
Just making sure. So she's gonna use the trees for cover because she is team stealth right now. Which also means I move at half speed, right?
Well, all right. So she's going into stealth as well because the only one who mentioned to do the fresh stealth was Kavash.
Actually did say it, but that's okay. Yes, I'm planning on stealthing because we were team stealth. That was.
Yeah,
It's
I
team
thought
stealth
this
up
was
until this point. You're no longer team
Oh,
stealth.
well, Grintelfert will stay stealthy too.
Yeah. So roll stealth to start with then, or no, you roll it.
All right. So is everybody going on the still team stealth plan? Because I need to roll the group stealth if that is the case.
Grintelfert will be.
I can be sneaky.
Sure. I would.
Uh,
I don't know. Maybe I'd suggest splitting up into two different parties if we're going to go down the stealth roll, because, I mean, let's remember I am still wearing chainmail.
Well, the
with
way
your
the
negative
group
one dex.
well, the way the group stealth works is basically, and this is for people who are watching here as well, very simplified. Let's just take 4 characters here. So let's say they had to make go against somebody who had a perception of 15. So the way the group stealth works is with 4 characters doing the group stealth. They would all roll their stealth checks individually and add up the total. The DC is multiplied by the number of people in that group, so that 15 would become a 60. So as long as a group made a 60 or higher, they are, or rather 61 or higher, they remained undetected. So, and that helps with any bonuses, things that they may get, like inspiration, things like that. Makes it easier to do the maths. So this also helps with those who are nimbly challenged, so they don't blow the stealth for the rest of the group with individual stealth rolls, and those who have high stealth values, like, you know, Kavash there, they really contribute to the group stealth, and they help make up for those who are without stealth. It's a nice little balancing factor. So on that note, do you still want to do one group as SEAL Team 6 and the other team as stealth for this mission is optional?
No, let's go group stealth.
Group
Get
stealth?
caught out and then never do
Okay.
it again. That's the plan.
Okay, let me mark this here, and I'm going to roll the new totals.
Meanwhile, I have fixed all of my macros using the fixed code. Because that if you moused over my results before, they came back crazy. They were right, but they came back funky, and it bugged me.
Funky fresh?
No, it was like, for those of you who saw it, because I know Steven did, it was like coming back with all the math needed to figure out what my dex mod was, rather than my actual dex mod. And I didn't like it. It was just too hard to... It was ugly, and I'm a shallow person.
The important thing is it's sorted.
Yeah, the important thing is I found a better way to do it.
All right.
I just didn't know you could... you could do that. It's weird.
All right. So, again, we got the new stealth rolls up here. Leah, what would you like to do? And yes, you would move at half your speed while you're stealth.
Okay. Since I know the cave is northeast of here, I'm just going to 10, 20, 30.
All right.
Moving slowly, keeping my eyes out for stuff, blah, 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 blah.
Fair enough. Let me see here. Okay. All right, Spark.
Wait, is something happening?
Also, to let you know, if dynamic lighting is on,
Yes.
I cannot see squat past where I'm at. Like, I only see the light source back here.
Try refreshing that because the whole area should be marked up with that. And
No, I mean, as in, there's no light source on me. Like, when other people move, I can see their
okay.
light sources.
Let me see here. Yeah, that's well. Not all of them have the ones with non-dark vision have visible light sources. Let me see. Where are you? Yeah, no, you have a light source here, and you should have sight.
I don't. And I have refreshed. I can see everyone else's, but not mine.
How about now?
Let me see.
Actually, wait, hang on.
Nope.
Hang on. I think
Yeah,
I got the wrong
I
take
got
here.
this thing as well, where beforehand, for example, I couldn't see much around me, and now Leah has moved towards the coast, and I can now see what Leah sees. Dimly, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't there before, and now I can, despite not having moved.
Yeah. Yeah, give me one moment. The token here. Yeah, I don't know why the vision got removed. Alright, so now you should see a
Now
little
I
more.
can see.
Yeah. Okay, so Leah's moved here. Sparts, what are you doing besides whistling your song of sneaking?
Following along.
So he
That's
just
what Bart thinks he's supposed to be doing.
just
Followed later.
walking with his quarterstaff.
Quarterstaff is on his back. He used that scroll case with a strap to make a knot to carry it with, and he's holding the crossbow.
Alrighty. All right, Grendelford.
All right, so I have a question. Half of 25, does it round up or round down?
It's going to be rounding down.
So I can only move 10 feet at a time.
So what time of day is this now?
Considering you've gone another 3 miles with that, it is starting to go early evening.
Oh wait,
Can I-
did Leah Sorry, did Leah have a special ability to move extra fast or something?
She moves she can move 35.
While stealth?
No, I only moved 3 squares, 15 feet while stealth.
Okay. Okay.
Is this a full round? Can I double move?
Yeah, you can do a double move.
I should have double moved. I didn't think about it. Oh well.
That's why Grendelford's here. He's the brains of the operation.
There you go.
Well, I can't
That's
move very
frightening.
fast, so if y'all don't double move, I can keep up with you.
Okay, yeah, let's keep the group together. We don't want to leave anyone behind.
Much like those innocents that were taken, that was discussed on leaving them behind.
So who's next?
I'm second to last, so
All right, Kavath would be next.
There you go. You can only move once your speed if you're stealthing, right? Or you can move twice, but you're half speed.
Yeah, you're just half speed while you're stealth. That's why certain feats and class
Yeah.
features get rid of that, which makes it so much nicer.
So in other words, 30. That's
Correct,
fine.
using your
This is difficult
action
for me.
to move as well as your move action to move. All right, Tyrion.
I'm gonna do the same. Am I? It's dark, right?
Yeah, it's the thick overhead, the evening coming into play. That's why there's light.
Chief isn't here at the moment, but I know something about him. He can't see during the dark, so imagine he's here quickly. I'm just gonna ask him to ask Ina to unsheath the swords. Put that on it. And tell her to sheath them again. And walk on. Is my movement slowed down?
Yes, because you're stealthing.
So what's one move action? Half my normal.
Correct, and then your action would be the other bit of the move.
Okay, cool. I can go 15 feet, so there. And now I move Ina as well, right?
Yes. So she takes out the sword, walks, and then sheathes the sword. So it's just, for a moment, there's this little shining light.
I ask her to unsheath the sword. I put a light on it, and then she sheaths it again. So that should cover the sword, I think, right?
Right, but is
It's
she
just
moving?
that she
Is she
needs to,
moving
like, sheath
without
it.
the light? She's going to be having
She's-
problems.
Well, I think I understand. So, what
right.
are you leading Ina? So, because you can see in the dark, right?
Yeah, I guess she can essentially just like grab onto my shoulder and follow me, right?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Then she'll grab onto my shoulder and then follow me that way.
So this way, when there's a fight, she can unsheath and she'll be able to see. I see. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about holding a torch or any of that
Mhm.
craziness.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, some of the other, humans are going to have that issue as well. I'm looking at Kavash for that.
Do what?
There's no
Seeing
lights.
is-
I can see in dim light as if it's normal.
Oh, that's right. You took the use the
I have
trait.
Skulker.
Yes. Okay. Never mind then. You're fine. Forgot you had that. All right. So yeah. So it's just Ian that's got the issue. All right. So with that, we're
As
going.
long as it's not pitch blackness, I'm okay. Is it pitch black?
Right now it's dim because
Okay.
you're outside with that, so you still got natural light coming in, but it's still hard to see. But
Okay,
it's
yeah,
dim. It still
I'm good
counts as
unless
dim.
it's total. If it's darkness, I need a light source.
Correct.
Well, I mean, presumably you've just seen me light either source, so you can ask for it if you need it, right? I guess I can just relay that on to you, considering you're right next to me.
So let's see. Now again, the stream still flowing from the mountainous hillside, north of you. The waters, some of the embankment, you can do see little thin sheets of ice on it, but the centerpiece, the center parts of the little stream are freely flowing, fast flowing. Pretty shallow from what you, since you're up closer, you can see it a little better. It is shallow. It's only a few feet deep, but outside of that, about 2 feet or so. Otherwise, you can pretty much wade through it, is what I'm getting at. You don't have to worry about being, pulled in some kind of freezing undertow and whisked away to God knows where.
Gotcha.
So, now one thing, let's see. So Grenelfert should be able to start seeing little bits of flickering light to the northeast here.
I do see that.
Now Leah might see some of the tail ends of it, but yeah, you do see some kind of
Yeah, I see
light that's
some.
partially obscured by some of the thickets in the area, but there is something. It is flickering light.
Move north along the bank. We will see something.
All right, so again, doing the same thing before. Spart, you're going to go first.
All right then. Tiptoeing through the wet tulips. And I think that's 15, and then soggy feet.
All right, Leah.
Leah is actually going to follow suit there. So 10, 20, and she's gonna perch on this rock. 30.
Okay. So that wet, icy, cold rock, the stream going by.
Yeah,
Grenelford.
she's looking at the water, thinking, "Oh, this is gonna be cold. This is gonna
Yes.
be cold."
This is going to be freezing cold. Grenelford, it is your turn.
Okay. So nobody's following my instructions, so I will not be going into the pond.
Grenelford's going to wind up turning into the Wesley Crusher of this campaign. He's always going to be right, and nobody's ever going to listen to him.
Who's gonna
That'll be it.
Who's gonna get the Captain Kirk line then?
Captain
Or
Kirk line.
Captain Picard line? Sorry.
Probably everybody in unison.
That was a
Shut up,
cardinal sin,
Wesley!
sir. That was a cardinal sin.
It was.
That was.
It was.
All right.
I liked
Flashes.
Wesley's deal with the traveler. I thought that was cool.
And then they just dropped it. It was a cool idea, and they just kind of forgot it.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's see. Grelford, you kind of see something moving at the edge of the stream up here. It looks like something sitting on a rock, and you kind of see the silhouette of it just moving around. Just like it's perched on the rock.
Well, I moved twice, so I can't actually do anything, so...
Yeah, it's because of the double moves where you're actually just barely see that silhouette.
I'll whisper back to Spart and Leah. There's someone up on the bank on the opposite side. Be quiet.
What?
Good
What are you
Lord.
guys talking about up there?
All right, so let's see. All right, Kavash.
Okay, I will move. And that is it for me. I am palming 2 darts, of course.
All right.
Hopefully unobtrusively.
Okay. Yeah, no, that should be fine to palm those darts. Tyrion.
Turn back to Ina quickly and it's like, are you comfortable going through the river?
If there's another way around, I wouldn't say no.
I can't see another way around, and they already appear to be splashing.
Actually, none of us have splashed yet. We're both on rocks.
Let's keep looking for a bridge. The kobolds probably don't go in that icy water all the time. And I'd like to think we're at least better than kobolds.
Well, you see that rock there up in front of us to the northeast? Should we just chill behind that
What rock?
and see if we can see something from there?
That's a rock? I thought that was a big animal.
Dave, roll
And it got
is that
hit
a rock?
really hard last encounter.
That's a rock, isn't it?
Yes, that is a rock.
How
we're
dark
gonna
is it?
hide behind that.
It's all dim light right now. It's basically poor moonlight, and plus the overhangs of the forest is cutting off a lot of the light here.
So it's nighttime, basically. Yeah, I thought that was an animal.
Yeah, you're being led by Tyrion by holding onto his shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to say, trust me, it's not an animal, it's a rock. I think the others may have said something as they passed it. We're
Yeah, I
gonna
think
go hide behind the rock and see if we can find something.
Okay.
That seeing in dim light as if it was normal light is actually very strong because it's out to the limit of your normal range. It does not have a range limit. It just says treat dim light as you can see in it so you don't take perception penalties or anything.
I don't have dark vision. That's the problem.
Does anyone back there actually have a light source?
If Anna unsheathes her sword, yes.
She unsheathes her sword, that's the backup plan for if shit goes down. She's not just gonna get the sword and use it, because sorry guys, I can't be asked to hold on to Tyrion's shoulder, I'm just gonna use it everywhere. I feel a scout may pick that up.
So the sword is what has light cast on it, in other words.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But it's sheathed at the moment, so no one can actually see
Okay.
the light source.
And Tyrion has dark vision or something.
Yeah, the only person who doesn't is Ina.
All right, so Kavash, you're top one here, and you can also see little bits of a silhouette moving here. Something just there's something perched on a rock.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to have
Can't see
moved.
shit.
Well, that's why you see a silhouette of it.
Alrighty. Is this a tree?
It's a
Like a
like a
stump
log, yeah.
Log or something? Yeah, okay. Is it big? It looks big enough for me to hide behind it or whatever, right?
Yeah, you can crouch behind it.
Alright, I will attempt to move closer and use the vegetation and the tree log as
Okay.
concealment. Oh, I see you, Kobold. I see you.
Now,
You see me, motherfucker.
so as you kind of skulk through the shadows here, you get behind the log and you crouch down. You look across the river there and you see the silhouette starts to get a little more color to it. You see the outlines of a very familiar creature, a little kobold. It looks like it's facing away from you, and from what it's facing, you can kind of see another silhouette across from it. So you see it. It looks like it's looking in that direction towards the other silhouette, and you can make out just north of it the cave mouth and a little bit of the inside of the cavern. And there's still you see more of the flickering of some kind of bright light over this way as well.
Flickering bright light, probably like a campfire or something like that. Alright, I will motion back. I can see everyone in the party clearly, right?
You can.
Okay, I will like turn around and like motion back to the party. I'll hold up 2 fingers and then put them to my eyes and then point in the direction of the 2 kobolds and then make them, try to pantomime what they fucking look like, to say that I see 2 kobolds.
So you got this little teenage boy doing like little predator pantomimes, like special forces.
Aww. He wants to do a play.
Yeah, is he signaling hopscotch, or does he want us to do something?
All right, Grendelford, it's your turn.
Okay.
Basically, can I communicate to them that I see 2 kobolds over there?
You can
That's what
gesture
I'm
that. Whether or not they pay attention to you or not is a different story.
Grentelford can see them too.
Yeah, he saw the silhouette of the first one there.
Technically, I could see it.
The second one is here.
Grentelford is gonna take a few steps back.
Out of character, since missed attacks do not reveal my presence because of Skulker also,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just wait for a signal and then I can like throw some death at these fuckers.
Grentelford is gonna hold his action. Whenever he sees whenever he sees one of his party members attacks, Grentelford is going to target the other kobold with Psychic Hammer.
Okay. All right, Spart.
Spart's gonna just go ahead and move up very slowly and aim at one of the 2 kobolds that he can see and just wait for someone else to pretty much signal that something's going down. believe he's got no issue of seeing either of them. So yeah, he's just holding his action to fire.
They appear unaware of me, right, Dave?
So far, they have made no indication that they are aware of your presence.
Okay, good.
All right. Tyrion.
I'll look back at Ina. Where do you think we're going? I don't see a bridge or anywhere we're crossing.
I don't know. Is that a moose out there? I say, should I Eldritch Blast it?
She's looking at Grindelfurt.
I'm gonna move over to this tree here.
So
See nothing.
Tyrion's just making his way around, dragging Ina through the darkness.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't want to take a double move because how I really go. Alright, we're fine here for now. Yeah, I'll end my turn then.
All right. So, Kavash, since you're close enough here, you can
Yes.
hear this creature up here. You know, it's talking softly, and it's
Did I get skipped?
yeah, actually you did. Sorry, Leah.
Okay, what Leah's going to do is in order to cross this river without getting soaked, and also without making enough noise to alert people that, hey, someone's wading across the water. What I want
She's
to
gonna pole vault with her staff.
I want to see if I can use the staff to acrobatics my way to the rock or the edge where the water's already frozen.
Sure. Make your athletics check, or make athletics or dex the acrobatics.
Yeah, that's why I was going to plant instead of try to jump, because my athletics is not good because of crap strength. Acrobatics is plenty nice, though.
All right. You leap across to the other lock using the bow staff as a little pole vault.
And that's my full movement with under stealth, so there we go.
All right. Let's see here. Now,
I
Kavash.
can hear them talking. Yes.
Yeah, you hear this one talking, the one closest to you, and it's very low. It's like they are actively trying to be quiet. From what it sounds like, they're playing a game of it's a little dice game, but it's made out of it's called Knucklebone, and so they're kind of on watch, but they're also kind of gambling, from what it sounds like.
So their attention is really not on, probably not even on each other. It's probably on the game in front of them at their feet or whatever. They both look down a lot.
Yeah, they do occasionally look up, and especially if there's like a bird or something moves in a tree, they'll look up and they'll stop playing for a moment, and then when they're convinced there's nothing else out there, they go back and start playing their game.
All right, I'll look back to the other people and I'll like make a sideways hand motion, and then I'll hold my thumb up or down, like up and then down, up and then down, like I'm asking for a signal if it's okay for me to engage.
Leah can see you, so she's gonna hold her hand toward you, palm up, or palm forward, like, yeah. Not a thumbs up, not a thumbs down, but a flat
Grindelfurt will
palm.
give a thumbs up.
Okay, so he will, from behind this log,
Darn.
raise up just enough to throw 2 darts at these fuckers.
Leah was trying to say wait till she was in position. Oh well.
All right.
Well,
So you're throwing two
it's all
darts.
good.
They're
Yeah.
all so good at this.
All right.
Yeah, we're all so good. Well,
It's amazing. Well, you all are in a surprise round here, so you get a full first round on these
no,
things.
here's the beauty. If I miss, I did not reveal myself. So that's why I'm saying I want to do that.
I had a ready
That's what
action.
makes it beautiful.
Yeah, Grennifer had it ready, so once you start attacking, he's going to attack as well.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Or reveal
Never
his
mind.
position.
Never mind then.
So, I mean, you
Yeah,
can still stay stealth after. There's nothing preventing
We
you
don't
from doing
know
that.
Each
But,
other's capabilities.
Let's see if you kill a couple of kobolds.
so go
All
ahead
right.
and roll your attack.
My unseen cancels out the distance, so it's a straight roll, right?
Yeah. Any advantage or
Okay,
disadvantage cancels each other out regardless of how many
All
opposing
right.
side.
So, okay, I'll just chuck them at the dudes. The furthest one first.
Okay.
$19 for 7.
So, as they're playing here, they just throw a fresh little hand roll of the little bone carved dice. This one starts, pointing and yelling at the other one, and then as he's doing so, this dart comes flying out and again striking it in its vitals in its throat. It just kind of, you see the eyes kind of widen up on it as it falls backwards over the little log it was sitting on. And then this one's just kind of looking around like, wait, what the hell just happened?
All right, and it gets a dart in the back of the head, hopefully,
All right, and let's see what's going on.
and it misses.
Yeah, so another dart comes flying by. When you aimed for its head, it turned around to see where that first dart came from, and when it did so, the dart flew by it. So, before you go, Spart, Grenelfort had a held action. So, Grenelfort,
We both had a held action.
he had his first. I'm going to do his first. And
Sure,
if his
no problem.
fails, then we're going to do yours. trying to do it in the order that they're
He needs
called.
to make a strength save.
His best stat ever.
No, these are like the few things punier than me, man. I love them.
I mean, kobolds are known for their bodybuilding.
They're puny,
Oh,
man. They're like
yeah.
7 strength.
Yeah, no. No.
It takes 3 damage and gets shunted 10 feet this way into the stream.
Sploosh! It gets knocked back. And it needs to make a saving throw because that actually put him. He didn't have as much hit points.
Did we just lose audio?
No, I'm still here.
No.
Okay, everything just went dead silent.
Nah, he's doing calculations. There's
I'm
He's rolling.
yeah. So, it's got to make a system shock here. Let's see. Oh, when did that close out? No. What is that number on that?
But wait, as it's thrown into the stream, Spart's bolt strikes it in the forehead and kills it because it does 5 damage.
Let's see.
True, if he does hit, it makes the system
So
shock pointless.
it's not going to be able to do its reactions. It's going to have disadvantage on everything on its next turns. So yeah, that was a heck of a surprise on that. Let me mark that it's got disadvantage here. That'll work. All right. So it's down here, and Spart. Your held action also goes off.
Pew.
and 17 on it. Let's see. It is prone now, but the 13 would still hit.
Okay.
So
17 was the first die anyway.
right, because you'd get disadvantage on the range attack because he's prone. Because he got knocked over from the thrust, the psychic hammer. But the 13 still hits, and as he splashes into the stream there, not sure what the heck's going on, this crossbow bolt comes flying in and hits it right through the side of the chest. You see its body just kind of surge up a little bit, just kind of arch, and then hard splashes into the water and is completely motionless. And let's see here. Kavash, you're still on that.
I'm still. How can I still be stealth? I attacked.
Oh, you hit. No, you didn't miss. And
The people that were there died.
all right. So let's see here. Tyrion, what would you like to do?
Are we still stealth?
You are Inez and Leah is still stealthed.
Can I see the Kavosh just shot and killed someone?
So
Oh yeah, the jig is up now, dude. I'm a deadly son of a bitch. I mean,
I'm just asking if I can see that or not.
So a scion's powers don't make any noise. There's no somatic components either. Does that
super
really
quiet.
drop my stealth?
Well,
Taking
The
action
thing-
still breaks your stealth with
Yeah.
that.
here's how. The reason why it's like that is they're aware that you're there now. There's a threat there now, so the stealth is
Right.
good. That doesn't necessarily mean they can actively see you, but you don't get the unseen attacker benefit against them anymore. So even if you have total cover, that means they can't target you, but they know you're there. That's how that works.
Okay, but they shouldn't know where I am.
Well,
Well,
now
I mean-
they don't. They're dead.
Well,
That's
it
true.
Well, actually, as far as if they would know if you're there or not, wouldn't that depend on like, if the power, is visible or not?
How the rules work, though, for simplicity's sake, I think any hostile action
Breaks
breaks
it. Yeah.
stealth.
Yeah.
Now you
Whether
can
it's-
re-stealth, perhaps with the circumstances approved by the dungeon master. You
All right,
can
I'm not-
re-stealth.
I'm not worried about it. Let's just move on.
Yeah, stealth is broken with an action per roll with that, but that's both ways. So enemies aren't going to be doing that either. So again, Tyrion, it is your turn, and you are still stealthed.
So yeah, back to my question. Can I see that Kavosh just shot someone?
Oh yeah, you saw Kavash just throw out some darts, and then you heard the splashing of water, something hitting the stream.
Okay, well, I'll relay this on to Ina behind me then. And say, to the northeast, Kavosh just shot someone. And then there was a splash in the water, presumably they're dead.
Oh, he didn't do it. I'm sure it was just Bart with that crossbow.
Yeah, all you saw was me fling my arms forward, man. You don't know what I did. I could have been like signaling something.
Sorry, yeah, I meant he did something with his arm and then someone hit the water. We're gonna move up behind this tree.
Should I draw my sword?
Don't draw your sword yet, they haven't seen us. Just once I say draw your sword, you can do it then.
Are we in
Ow.
trouble? Is the
We're not in
darkness
trouble
gonna
yet,
kill
we're
me?
fine. The darkness is not gonna kill you, you're fine.
All right. So let's see. Both of you went here. Leah, you are still stealthed, and you are across the river.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. I see no targets, and therefore there's no reason for me to break stealth yet. So I'm just gonna double move because these guys attacked before I was in position. So so here's actually I have a question. If I double move, right? Normally I have 35 movement.
Right.
So if I double move, that's 70. Normally, I can only move 3 squares 30 feet because half is a 5, you know? So does this mean I can move 7 if I'm double moving? Or still 6?
If you're double moving with that, let's see. Should still calculate the same. Two,
Well,
three,
see, a single move is 35, which means if
Right.
I'm moving a single move, 10, 20, 30. But if I'm doing a double
3.5.
move, 35 and 35 is 70. So,
You'd get 1 extra square if you double move.
yeah, that's what I meant. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's it.
Okay. All right. So after Leah goes there, you hear some yipping and yelping in the caverns here, and there's more yipping and yelping deeper into the caverns. And there's some movement. 5, 10, 15. Let's see.
Yeah, the only bad side of that of me missing is that made that second one's death noisy. Because the whole falling in the water thing probably made a bunch of noise.
All right, and let me get these.
Sorry guys, I failed.
You didn't
Oh,
fail.
that's fine.
It was going to
Right.
happen the second one. You're the only one of us who could have attacked and made it silent.
Sploosh. Sploosh. Shaking off my boots. Shaking off my boots. Are we between rounds right now, or are we still
No,
in
this is
combat?
no, this is still in combat. I'm
Okay, I'll
rolling
put myself back
my-
then.
Time for our turn tracker, Dave, or no?
Don't we need to roll initiative?
Yeah, we are here. I'm getting the reactions from the sounds that you did hear. So out of that surprise round.
My mistake. Didn't realize we were still going in combat.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they come around here, and seeing what's going on, they look around, and he starts pointing in your direction, Leah, and shouts in Draconic.
Oh,
And
there goes stealth.
Kavash, you can hear him say, "There's one right over there! Kill them!" And that's what he's saying, and that's what he's barking in Draconic. And you can see there's another one behind him.
I must have bombed my roll.
No, they when they came in, I rolled their perception with that, and
I gotcha.
They got nat 20 on the check.
Ah,
Yeah. So, but now, doing the full initiative here. Where's the turn tracker? Here we go. And let's get these bad boys on the turn tracker here.
Bad boys, bad boys.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Yes, it worked. Okay, good.
Kavash will not be complete until level 8.
I like it when it actually adds them to the turn tracker as intended.
ah.
What?
Grintlefort will be doing a bit better at level 3.
Why's all those
He
dice
needs,
rolling?
he needs alert really bad. Alert would be badass for him. And
At level 3, I
sharpshooter.
have a big increase in side points.
Okay, we're missing about 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, we're missing some people here. Got Inna, got Grindelford, Spart. We're missing Spart, and we're missing Tyrion. Did not want to add Spart for some reason. Let's manually add him.
I didn't have my character selected. My bad.
Yeah, that's all right. We got you added. That's the important part here. All right. So with that surprise here, the blind leading the blind. Describe to
good
me what's
news is-
going on.
She does speak Draconic. She does understand what was just yelled. So
Well,
the
you're
sword is-
too far away to hear that. Kavash was close enough to hear that.
I couldn't. It's only 65 feet away. That's not that far, is it?
No, if they yelled, which they probably are because they have the numerical advantage, I'm assuming. Then, well, it's Dave, his ruling, of course, but
Yeah, with the environmentals here, it's too far for
running
Inna to
water,
make
all
out.
that. Yeah, gotcha.
Well, I have to hold them because I don't know anything's actually going on.
I have a question that may actually impact the sequence of events. Actually,
Let's mark this
is
as a
Tyrion
hold.
going? Tyrion and I both ended up with a 6. Which one of us is going to act first?
Usually the one with the highest dex, I like to go with the first with that, or you guys can roll it out, or just say I yield to you to go first. However you want to do it.
I was just wondering because it matters because Tyrion can do that thing where he forces us to move.
Okay, so do you want to just let Tyrion go ahead of you?
Yeah,
then?
I'll let Tyrion go because
Okay.
he can. If he forces me to move, it'll set me up better in position since I have to close. Really.
Wait, forced you to move? Or...
You're thinking
Tyrion-
of Grintelfurt.
Oh, wrong person. Never mind.
So do you want to go
Yeah.
before him then?
Yeah. In which case,
That's,
yeah, Leah
that's
would.
not me. I'm a paladin.
All right.
And thank God for you, sir.
So Inna is holding her action here.
For what it's worth, I don't mind going for whoever has the quickest dexterity, if that makes sense. And I'm almost
Yeah, that's-
certain that has to be you.
Yeah,
Well-
I've got a +3.
Grenelfurt, it is
Yeah,
your
mine's
turn.
Okay. I'm gonna be moving, so I won't be able to do the I move you thing.
That's fine. If either of them are alive, I'll be able to close. It's 5 feet.
This one I'm going to be using Psychic Hammer on, so he needs to make a strength save.
His best stat. Oh yeah, he did not make that.
Okay. So I'm going to move him. It has to be in a straight line, but I think the line can be catacornered. I'm going to move him here, next to Leah. And my psionic focus is already on Master of Wood and Earth. I'll keep it there. I'm
Right.
done.
Does that do damage?
Yes, sorry.
All right, and another system shock check here. Let's see if he gets that. Con. Nope. And let's see, what one was that? All right, so he's not going to be able to take any reactions next turn. And we'll just mark him with that. All right, so... All right, and that ends your turn, Grenelfurt?
It does.
So these things start coming out, point at Leah, and then all of a sudden this thing gets knocked from behind with some unseen force. It just skids across the frozen ground. You just see the little bits of blood from its nose just slamming into the ground and sliding prone right next to Leah here. It looks very confused. It's not sure what just happened. But Grenelfurt knows what happened.
Grintelford always knows.
And so does Kavash, because it is his turn.
Sweet. Alright, so the jig is up.
Jiggy jiggy.
I will try something because I'm crazy. I don't know if it'll work or not, though. I will run across the log and try to jump somersaulty over to this right here.
Okay, make your acrobatics check.
Ooh.
So you get up, you know, out of the little position behind the log. You climb up on it. You start running full bore. You get to the edge of it, the frosted edge, and just as your foot is about to go off of it, you dig in deep, press in. You kind of flip over, head over heels, just kind of showing off, almost like a Metal Gear Solid Raiden kind of flip, going onto the other rock and just landing.
Ah, sweet. Well, as I'm doing this, okay, I'll do it even better. As I'm doing the flippy, I will pull my daggers and try to embed them in the back of this dang thing as I land.
Well, your action was jumping over that, so you wouldn't be able to do the attack
Oh, okay.
with that.
Jump's not part of movement anymore?
Making acrobatics, that wasn't a jump. You're using your acrobatics to
Oh,
cover
okay, I
space.
got you. That's cool.
All right.
I'm done then.
All right, but that kobold is in a really bad position right now. Spart, it is your turn.
Spart's gonna waddle through the water. Cold, 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 cold. Ah, cold. And take a crossbow shot at the one that's a little further away.
Yeah,
Unless
water is
it's got some.
freezing cold, but now that one will have a little bit of cover from those thickets from you.
Does that give it me disadvantage?
No, but it does give it a little bit more AC.
Okay, well, Spart will try it anyway because the other one looks like it's pretty much done.
Guess you don't know the prone one?
No, the one that's not prone.
Okay, yeah. All right, so let's see, 18. Even with its cover, that still hits, but
Yeah, I know.
it was like a grazing shot.
Do you have a dex bonus? You
It's a
should get
crossbow.
that.
You don't get them with the crossbows.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, that's the pro and cons with them. If you have bad stats, you still just get the nice damage die with it, which is why these kobolds have them.
Also, no, I don't.
I feel kind of gypped for putting points in dex now.
I don't think that's correct, unless that's Dave's house
Yeah,
rule ruling.
crossbows should still have
I
full
think
damage.
any ranged attack gets your dexterity bonus, and then specifically thrown weapons can use your strength.
Right, but these things don't have that. So, for things that would have like a strength penalty, like these things, where they can't really do anything.
Oh, you're saying that the
reason why they have these is
weapon
because of their
inferior.
yeah the weapon choice was best because of their stats.
Where they?
That's why they're not using slings, for example. They're using crossbows. They also have little wooden lattices of armor underneath their clothing. So these things have been geared up a little bit differently than what you would expect some random thing going out the gutter. They seem to have some semblance of intelligence to them.
Yeah, light crossbow still has dex to it.
Yeah, but they don't have a bonus to it, so it doesn't really matter for them. So, anyway here, let's see. Spart's done. Alright, so first thing he's going to do is he's going to stand up. Oh, no, that's just reaction. He still has that. So he's going to stand up. And let's see. Just going to move here.
Do I get an attack of opportunity because he moved?
No, he didn't leave your threatened area. He's still in your threatened area.
I thought it was if they left this threatened square. Okay.
No, it's if they live there. So you can dance around something as long as you're in their threatened space. The minute you leave that, then it's on unless some other things say if you enter it or if they attack something that's not you, things like that.
Funky. Okay.
All right. So he's just going to dagger it up here. Now, because his buddies are here, let's say... tell you what, he's gonna interpose here. And roll 20 close their sheet for some reason.
Hey, Dave, how much longer we got today?
The alarm's gonna go off in about 35 minutes.
Okie doke.
So doesn't mean we end exactly 35 minutes. Just means, hey, we need to find a spot that we need to stop at. All right.
Dave already said that there was an extra hour tacked on the end for just in case we don't have a stopping point.
All right, this one was never meant to hit Kavash at all.
And Dave, I want to talk to you about that crossbow thing after the session. Though.
Is it page 192 or something like that? Damage roll. You're supposed to add your. It's the shooter, not the weapon. So your accuracy would allow you to add more damage.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. Just saying for these things, they don't have anything with that, and Spark doesn't have anything for that either. So there's nothing to add.
Oh, okay. I was totally confused. My bad.
Yeah, if there was something to add, there would be, but there's nothing to add for either one of these.
Okay.
It's part of the reason why everybody's using the crossbows, because their stats aren't the greatest.
I misunderstood.
All right.
Yeah, actually, that is an excellent point, Dave. That's hedging your bet. If you have a shitty stat, it's better to use a higher damage die weapon.
Yep.
Just so you might be able to do more.
All right. So this one here manages to hit Leah AC as 17.
Yep.
For 6 piercing.
Shit. Okay. That's going to trigger massive damage.
All right. Roll con.
Damn. And the guy rolled a 1 on me, huh?
You double ones. They have advantage because they're within 5
2
feet.
1s with advantage? That's
Yep.
insane.
It's on the stream, so you can see it. It's not a lie with that.
That's awesome.
You said make a con check?
Yeah, it's a con 15. And if you fail that, then you got to roll on the
Failed
chart.
it.
So 1d10.
God damn it. Okay.
Same thing as what happened to Inna.
Yep.
You drop down.
I hate these rules, actually. They're fine. That's fine.
It's
I
like
think at
painful.
level 1, it sucks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
It'll
way
be
too
better
easy.
later on, dude. But they benefit us too.
That is the second one that has been rolled.
Yeah. I blame myself. I went too early. Leo wasn't in position.
Okay, he goes in here, talks to him, and he goes here. Alright, so there's still some commotion inside the cavern, some yipping and yelping echoing through the mouth of the cave. That ends their turn here. Leah, roll a d20. 10 or higher, you get a save. 20, and you come back in with 1 hit point.
Nope.
Okay.
That's fine. I have a book to edit anyway.
All right, Tyrion. What do you do?
Right, I can see this combat going on ahead of me, right?
Yeah, you can see the combat, and you see all the horror that is going on.
I'm going to turn to Ina, get your sword out, there's a battle, we're going in.
Alrighty, I'll take my turn then at the very bottom of the turn order.
Yep, that's. I was going to ask what you wanted to do with that. So, Tyrion, you're still stealthed.
If I unstealth myself, do I get? I get full movement again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 20, 30. Right. Okay, I need to go to Leah, I guess, and I'll take a few shots for it. So I'll use myself as a body bag, I guess, and hope they miss or something. And that's the end of my turn.
All right. So, let's see. All right, Inna. You heard Tyrion. You hear the battles. You hear the cries, both from reptilian as well as humanoid.
Well, I'm breaking stealth, drawing my sword. 10, 20, 30. And now I can see across the river. And I will take a shot at the top one.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm going to use my bonus action first to cast Hex on that one. Then I'm going to pop it.
Let's say this is Hex here. Oh, that hits, and that is going to terminate it. So you come out of the drawing your sword, so you can actually see. You see this wounded kobold. Hand goes out. Little red and black, like little arcs of energy start dancing from your forearm, starting about your elbow, going up through your hand, and this beam shoots out. And as it was focused on Kavash, it's no longer focused on Kavash, as the right side of its face has just been blown off by the Eldritch Blast.
Yay! Vengeance is mine.
All right. Let's see. So that was your held action. So now it's top of the order, and it is back on your turn.
I'm going to move the Hex over to the other one. And I'm going to shoot at it from here.
Okay. All right, 11. Let's see. That is not going to hit it. Now, keep in mind, there are cover rules for this as well, because it's behind Kavash.
Yep.
So that does not hit it. But thankfully, that also does not hit Kavash with that. So your blast seems to go off and hit some of the thickets on the other side here. So it just kind of arcs over and blasts this way.
And moving through the water is half speed, right?
No, it doesn't reduce. It's only 2 feet here. It's not counted as difficult terrain.
Alright, then I'm going to move up and
Yeah, if anything's difficult terrain, guys, just FYI, there's going to be a little triangle marker in the upper left-hand corner, a la 4th edition style. So it's easy to see what's, difficult terrain, and I'll let you know beforehand that, hey, this is difficult terrain.
and Grendelfert's turn.
All right, Grunelfurt.
Okay.
There's a dance party around this kobold.
I'll go for the kill.
Death by party boy.
I'm gonna take out my light crossbow and
Don't do it.
take a
Just
shot
do
at
it. All right, so let's see. Come on. 21 is
yeah.
a nice
Doesn't even
roll.
matter that I'm there.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I actually have dex points.
So yeah, you fire
That's a good
that
mofo.
sucker. All right. So that bolt comes flying by. Kavoth, you're just kind of with your weapons just at the ready, just kind of see what this dagger wielding kobold's about to do next. And as you're got your arm up, just kind of ready to parry whatever it strikes, you see this bolt fly right past your peripheral vision. And you're like, "Whoa!" I mean, this thing came close to your head, and it goes right through the kobold's head, through one side by the temple, out to the other side of the temple, and it just from the force of the shot, the body just kind of flies back here, and it is completely motionless at that. It's that kobold's done.
All right. Well, I'm gonna, since that was my free thing to pull out my crossbow, I'm gonna move up here and watch the hole while they take care of Leah.
Okay. All right. So, Kavash, it is your turn.
I will attempt a medicine check to stabilize her.
All right. I believe is a 10 or higher.
Nope, I suck. And I don't have a healing kit, which lets me do it. Lets anybody do it automatically. So, sorry, Leah.
That's fine. I have to make another stabilize on my action, so no big deal.
All right. Spard.
Like I said, worst comes to worst, I got a book that needs editing.
Just don't roll a 1, dude. If it comes to your turn
Dude.
again, don't roll a 1.
I can't really control that.
Oh, you're good. You're stable. 23
Clark gets
medicine
a
check
good old
is
handful
nuts.
of mossy snow, rubs it in the wound, slaps her awake. No dying.
So you're stabilized,
Correct. Yes.
but you're still unconscious though.
Yeah, she's. Oh man.
That didn't work. Usually it works when I do that. Slaps
Well,
Leah
no,
again just to see. Nope,
it's-
not waking up.
It's good that you did that in case she rolled a 1 and died before Tyrion could. kill her
Yes,
with 1 health.
that is
So
the
that's-
serious threat.
That's correct.
So, anyone hear more coming?
There are many in the cave. I can hear them. I'm gonna hide now.
So is he doing the Dave Chappelle, just splash some water and then just run off?
I guess Bart will drag Leah into concealment behind the bush. What is this thing down here?
What thing? That's a little camouflaged tarp that they may have used if they were stationed out further down. They would use that if it was raining, things like that, to stay further concealed.
Perfect place to hide a body. I mean, a friend while they heal.
Don't take her away from the medic.
And I don't suppose there's any supplies they left in there.
No, there's not really supplies in there. It's something to keep the weather off of them.
Okay. That'll have to do.
Okay. All right. So before I do anything with the kobolds here, what is the plan?
I'll leave that to the professionals. I'm tucking Leah in and seeing her a bedtime story.
Someone tells me this to be the last of them.
The stoat's got the carrot, the medical carrot.
Maybe we should try and set up an ambush of some sort.
Yeah, if I can suggest something, I know I'm just a kid and all, but this is like a perfect choke point, and when they come out, we could kill them easily. We need to choke them here and not let them come out in mass, so they could get at our wounded comrades.
I've got a problem with this plan.
Why?
I'm not really good at choking things.
No, it's figurative. It's figurative, sir. It means
Tyrion is. He did a real good special on it.
we
Oh,
just
God.
we're nearby. We kill them as they try to come out of the cave, and we prevent them from coming out of the cave. That's all. It's a perfect kill zone, actually.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
We got enough ranged attacks. Tyrion,
So
I'm
you
gonna-
start
Yeah,
patching
I'm just
her
gonna
up.
use healing hands quickly. So
in reality,
One
I'm
more
gonna
hit
move
point to
here.
it's not your turn yet, Tyrion.
Did you just say
She's-
1 hit
Oh.
point?
Well, right now I'm
Are
pausing
we
the
still
turn
doing
order
this
so you
by
guys
turns?
can discuss.
Yeah, she's healed.
yeah,
Or-
it's one hit point.
You know,
1 hit
healed
point?
in the sense of not dead.
Is there an extra crossbow?
Yes. But I would quite like you up. So
Yeah, the kobolds had crossbows, so you can pick up a light crossbow.
Okay, I'll pick up a crossbow and I'll cover from here, y'all, behind this log.
Much appreciated.
So Kavash, out of character, he would just hide and wait, and if he perceived or they try to come out of the cave, he'd just engage from behind the log.
Okay.
Yeah, Ina's prepared to Eldritch Blast Hex until they get to her and then change to melee.
Well, Leah is going to get up and limp to the front.
Okay.
See, I told you, kobolds hurt. Kobolds hurt a lot.
They do.
All right. So, what we're going to do here is, since there's still quite a bit of cavern to go through, we're going to stop right here. And we'll pick up next Saturday, going forth with the choke point plan. I have updated the adventure log here with just a brief little quick summary here. You guys can all see that in the handout. But just want to make sure you guys have enough time to thoroughly explore these caverns without having to worry about any kind of time constraints. And there could be some, further RP and to see the aftermath as well. So we want to make sure we have enough, plenty of time to go over that. So
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, dudes, I failed. If I would have not have missed the second guy, we wouldn't have alerted them.
No worries. I do have one question for Dave before we wrap.
All right, what's the question?
The signs of the bodies being dragged, do they lead to the mouth of the cave or to the river?
Roll a. I'll let you do a survival check here to see if you can pick up any of those tracks.
Sure.
I mean, this river's not deep enough for them to float bodies down it.
Isn't it?
Well,
So you still seeing signs by the cave mouth. You don't really see any further inside the cave. There's not enough evidence to show there. But going to the cave mouth, yes, you still see signs of some things being dragged inside.
and it looks like they were dragged through the water, as it were.
Yeah, they would have come from the embankment at some point.
Okay. That was it.
All right. So, again, we'll pick up this next Saturday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hope you guys had fun. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a wonderful day.